D&D. We're back! Sorry for the late start time.
Technical difficulties. Luckily, we got our intern.
The intern didn't do much.
Our intern sucks.
He just gave his opinion.
No, I said you have to change the name. I should have. The intern actually had good advice.
Session recap. Party started on the Harkonnen. Shortly into its travels, the party heard some beautiful, elegant singing into this misty void ahead. Curious, and some of them who have failed started singing along with this harmony and this melody, if you will. Elcor was confused until he heard the singing himself coming from below, and he saw a hand reach out, to which he dove in. The mermaid-like creatures were kind of pulling him down, and the rest of the party on deck kind of started freaking out, seeing Elcor was overboard. Eventually, with the help of Torn and a few others, Elcor managed to release himself with a steel wind strike and then lightning bolt, which ended up having his body and a few fish rise to the surface.
How many was it? Like 100 mermaids or something? 1,000 mermaids?
There's 10 million
mermaids.
Mermaids. But after Elcor returned to the dock of the Harkonnen, or the deck of the Harkonnen, you guys managed to continue sailing to Far Island, in which you made it. Pulling into the docks, you guys realized an unfamiliar setting, welcoming faces, and kind of a peaceful nature to this island, as people welcomed you in and got you settled in. First spot you guys went to was Mutes, to which, to nobody's surprise, Sylvan ended up breaking the law of the first 30 minutes of this on the island. But it was because of the devil in his mind, Talus, commanding him to steal an item from Mute's magical shop. The others went back to old stomping grounds as Brecken went to the general market and the bar underneath, and the others got registered to a horse race that is going to be taking place at the start of this session. We left off with you guys all kind of converging at the general store, and you guys were going to make your way to the house of Theodore. So, that is where we are going to start. The party is together, kind of in that circle market area outside the general store, Old Butcher's Keep, in that area. So,
what time of day is it?
It is 2 o'clock because the race starts
at 4. Yeah.
Oh, so we had 2 hours.
2 hours. Yep.
Yes. Stretch. Well, good to see you guys again.
Yes, we are going to mourn the loss of Brecken.
Oh, yeah. We were just talking about that.
And then I believe we're cheering on our friends at the race.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, would you like to go to Mutes tomorrow with me and see if we can get that lesson in?
Yes, I'd like to come.
Maybe first thing in the morning.
First thing, 1,000 gold each, right?
Yes.
Alright.
Well,
Where were you again?
Brecken, lead us the way.
You guys were right where.
How long would it take to to get to the boat from here?
Probably like 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
And
And that's mostly because the crowd, like the amount of people here, it would just
And
take
they're
that long.
kind of blocking off certain streets for the race, so it's kind of, you gotta take a detour around.
Yep.
Probably the F1 race.
Really? Do you mind taking me back to the ship real fast? On your magic carpet, then we'll meet him at the church?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you. You guys, we'll be right back. We'll probably, honestly, with how crowded it is here, we'll
Well,
probably
where are you
meet
going?
just back to the ship real fast.
We have to get something.
Yeah, drop something off.
What is it?
I don't know.
Sylvan, you know, the more you keep
Hey,
acting
Bradley, we
this
gotta
way,
go.
the more we're going to question your motives.
My motives are not bad.
This is the third time, I think, in the last 4 hours that you've mysteriously had to do something.
I know, I want to go back and talk to,
Do you have a woman here?
I wish, but no. I haven't gotten laid since,
The hag?
The
Swamp hag.
It's been a long time.
The swamp dick. That swamp dick.
Swamp D!
Swamp toilet lights.
My,
How is the swamp dick?
It was fine, but I burned it off with my acid breath.
Well, I never caught that one.
No, I want to go talk to
Yeah, you can go.
Tahara. Make sure, because I want him to try to trade some goods and stuff. And I know I mentioned it to him, but I'd like him to go check some stuff out at some of the different ships and all that.
I didn't say go. Ah, crit fail.
OP. Well, that's also good because that's meta.
Swipe meta.
That's just nothing.
Alright, I'm going to, and then I'll hop on board.
Yep, then Bradley rolls out his carpet, he kind of floats in the air, and he climbs aboard, and you hop back on
And then, yeah, we'll head straight to ship.
Go into the ship.
Surprisingly, as you hop on your magic carpet and fly over the people in the town, nobody really seems to care that you're doing it.
Cool.
There's
There's
cool
dragons too. And then I will, we'll go back quick. I don't know.
I'm
Does it
sure
take
they're
very
fine
long
with
flying?
dragons. No, like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Clip his
I'll just, when I get there, I'm just gonna go into the captain's quarters.
Yeah, just wait.
Well, I didn't
I'll
know those
check
dragons,
out
but they
our-
were
oh,
flying.
look, and I'll be right back.
What if I just keep
Captain.
around it?
What are you doing back so
Yes,
early?
sir. Oh, I just wanted to come. I couldn't remember. I wanted to take a look at some of the things that we've gathered over the times traveling and see what we could use to trade.
Need my help?
No, I'll be fine, Thorn.
Oh, alright. New orders for me or anything?
Keep this ship on lockdown. Maybe we'll be needing you. If we ever run into trouble, I might be calling for some of you guys to help us out this time.
Alright,
We
Captain.
need to get used to the combat.
Are you in for battle, Sylvan? I think I'm battle tested now.
You're just so valuable to our crew. We can't lose you.
Yes, you're right. Who else would take the captain's orders so well?
I really don't know.
Anyway.
Well,
I have to find out. Thorn.
if things would ever change, again, so let me know.
Will do.
Your wish is my command, Captain.
I love it.
He has heavy armor. Did we give him heavy armor?
I know he's got a battle axe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I
I
thought
don't
we
think
got.
we gave him heavy armor.
Oh wait, no, you did.
I think we did.
Because remember,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think he does have. Because we got it. We got it from. I can't remember.
He's actually battle tested.
I think one of our old pieces of armor we gave him.
Maybe.
One of the new
Or
armor.
no. It was when we were at Tiber, and all the men that had died from the whole siege and everything. We just took a bunch of armor, and he just took armor from one of the guys and just wore it or something.
Because we had 7 swords, a couple bows. I can't remember. We took.
He did have heavy armor though, because
Yeah,
he
he
couldn't sneak.
No. But yeah, so I'll go into the captain's quarters quick, and then I'm gonna do we have? I'm assuming we have a chest in there, or like a cabinet, or is it really just a barren room?
It's pretty much just a barren room. You guys haven't really done anything other than ship repairs for your ship.
and like mounting up trophies.
Yeah, mounting of trophies in the
I mean, there's a table in there where you guys got.
Where are the trophies again? It's that big skull, right? Don't we have the?
You have the,
We have the jaw of the
Dracodile.
Do we have that how do we have that hang upwards or is it more down?
You guys. I mean, this would be something that you guys know.
Okay, so
I would assume you have it hanging downwards.
Down,
You
okay.
have the minor scope thing with the tool that it came with above that. Those are the two that I know for sure.
You guys got like Rhaegal's jaw or something too, don't you?
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna search around, and I don't know if it's in the best shape, but I'm gonna kind of look on the floor and see if I can find any loose floorboards,
Thanks.
planks.
Make an investigation.
11.
All right, with an 11, underneath the desk, the captain's desk, you find that there is a floorboard that is maybe a little looser, but it runs underneath the desk. You'd have to move it.
Okay.
The carpenter's
I
gonna
was gonna say, and
What the hell?
I'd say it'd be a little tougher without like carpentry tools.
Okay. For now, in the desk, I'm just going to go into the desk, and in one of the drawers, I'm going to place my jacket.
Okay.
And so I'm going to keep it in there, and keep that there for now.
All right. Then easily done.
And then I will head back out.
All right, Bradley. I just wanted to. I didn't know if maybe some of those jaws would be valuable around here, but I know they're kind of thinking about it. I don't think I'd want to get rid of them. Too much meaningful value behind them.
I agree, so.
Alright, well, we can head back.
And on your way out, Sylvan, make a perception check.
10.
Yeah, you take one last look at the captain's quarters. It's just how you remember leaving it before you got off. And you close the door, and you and Bradley hop on your carpet, and you fly back to the party.
Okay.
And you guys see the carpet fluttering down to you, and Bradley and Sylvan hop off and rolls it up, puts it in his pocket.
Interesting.
So,
Alright, we're back. Jeez, I told you we'd beat you guys here.
how long have your family been dead?
I don't know if I can specify that in the backstory. I
Um,
think I said about 10 years or something.
yeah, it's been.
I've been kind of wandering for 10 years.
I think it's been probably closer to 5.
Below that.
It's probably been closer to 5 because in that time, you haven't been back to Far Island.
Right.
And for you, you've been wandering, but you don't stay places for more than a week. So it's kind of been pretty much only 2 places that you really ever actually went to. And you essentially have kept away from as much of the politics as possible too. So this is the first time in 5 years that you've been back even to the general store, to Valenstone in general, just because up until this point you had no ambition to even think about coming back here.
Right.
And the meaning that it has for you, and like the sadness and all of that type of stuff for you, just would, you thought in the moment that you would just not be able to function. But as we all are approaching the house of St. Theodore, this large church that from the city, if you're in the middle of the streets, you can't see. But the minute that you get down the main road, which would be right here, so this is the direction you all would have to get to. Once you are starting to go down that street past essentially simple Macy's, you see this grand cathedral just sitting a little bit raised up next to the mountains on the north, or I guess technically just be the east side of the island. And you see just mounds and mounds of graves and headstones. You also notice that around the base of the church, where the hill kind of raises up to the actual cathedral, you see that part of that land seems to be charred. It seems like whatever is underneath just seems to be burnt, and like some sort of effect has happened right around the base of the church. But around that, once that sort of char burnt feel or texture kind of fades away, it's green and lush and very nice. And you notice that the grounds of the church in general are in outstanding condition. It seems like a lot of care goes right into this place and has been for a long time. And you know that you had made a request that your family was buried in a specific spot. So as you all approach this church, there is a gate around where it stops from the city into essentially the graveyard. Essentially just is the entire grounds besides the main path up to the main part of the church. So as you walk through the gate, you hear the of the metal gate open on the cobblestone, and you start walking, and off to your left and right, and there are just rows and rows and rows of perfectly lined, non-scattered, just plots of land to bury. You decided to have your family buried actually at the foot of the mountains on the northern side, close to where your home would be. So you would have to essentially walk up to the church and then follow a path off to the left. And as you kind of walk by, you notice there are many names that you've heard of before, old farmers that you've paid a lot of time with and did a lot of trade and got a lot of your goods from them. And you actually notice that there is also one name that up until this point you didn't know that this person had passed away. And it is your actual first blacksmith hand that you hired for yourself. It was actually a farmer's kid that decided he wanted to stop farming and come work for you. And this was a few years before what happened to your family had happened. And you notice that the name Lenny is on the gravestone. And it's son of Paul. He got a false hat on.
Son of Paul.
I'm gonna stop at Lenny's grave. I'm just gonna kind of stare at it for a second. I'm gonna walk over to it. I'm gonna grab it. Young Lenny. Does it say how he died on the gravestone, or is it just kind of like years lived?
So it just says
Some old Western town.
it says birth date and death date on the front under son of Paul, and it easily reads that he only lived to 20.
So how long after I departed from the island did he die?
2 years.
Okay.
He was 18 when you last saw him, and it said that he died 2 years later. And then as you
I hear Lennon's body's still
It's amazing guy.
He's still shitting.
That's
the burden stuff on the shirt.
God.
You kind of rest your hand on it and kind of look at it and realize that it's only been 2 years. It had been 2 years prior. And as you go to start walking away, you kind of look on the back of the headstone as you see some writing catch your eye. And it said, devout worker for those that are family friends, passed or succumbed to illnesses due to disease.
Yeah. Can I leave like a coin or something out of respect, like on his gravestone?
Absolutely.
I'll do that. Leave like a gold piece on his gravestone.
Yeah.
Kind of a sign of respect.
Of course.
Maybe I'll lay an arrow up there too. It's like my calling card.
Mm-hmm.
And like we'll keep moving to where my wife and kid are buried.
Yeah. And as you all kind of see Brecken take a moment at a gravestone, and noticing pretty quickly that this is not his family, but someone he possibly knew. And you start walking, and I need you to actually make an investigation check because you have never actually seen the gravesite. So this is just to find where it possibly could be in the rows and rows and rows of people.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Would be a 22.
22. And without hesitation, you are looking out into this, what seems like sea of headstones. And sometimes like the hill kind of raises up and dips down. And it seems like whoever did this job, this grave digging job, was immaculate. Every headstone is perfectly vertical, even if it's on the side of a hill. Whoever buried these bodies knew exactly how to do this. And you start walking, you kind of have to zigzag through some of the headstones, and you find a spot, and you see, was it 3? There's 2. Son and daughter, son and wife. Son and wife. You see 2 headstones that actually have depiction of blacksmithing tools along the side of the headstone. And it is in possibly the most perfect spot that you could have ever requested somebody to do this for you. The mountain comes down, hits the gate on the opposite end of the whole graveyard grounds. And there's this little pocket where the hill is still green and there's flowers all around. And right when it levels back out, there are 2 headstones. And there's about 10 feet in front and to the side. There's nothing there. So you have extra room, it seems.
Did I know the gravekeeper or like the groundskeeper? I made a
You
request that somebody must have had some sort of influence.
asked Bilar to do it for you.
Okay.
And so whether or not he has
I'm sure he
connections,
does.
seems like he must have done something pretty big to help you out with this.
Well, I'm gonna approach the area and like, is there anything on the graves themselves, like anything that looks like someone was around and paid like tribute other than me, like flowers or anything like that?
So I'll come with him too.
Yeah.
And I'll examine the headstone as well.
Yeah, and as you approach, the one thing that you do notice is the flowers that are around seem to be part of it.
Okay.
The ones that are growing naturally.
Like it's
seems
almost
to
like
be
more of a
someone planted them purposely in this
as a
area.
memorial.
Yeah. But you do see in between the two, someone has actually made this sort of like plaque that would hang like at the front of a store or maybe on your house that would signify that's your house. Right? Kind of like how people have rocks out in front of their house that says their last name, whatever. It's kind of similar to that, but it is like a chain pinned into the backside of both of the headstones, and it does read Briarheart family in this nice, cool, like filigree font. And it seems to be in very good shape. It does seem like someone definitely comes here and makes sure that the headstones themselves and that sign and the flowers are attended to. Other than that, there aren't really any payments to the headstone, like a coin or anything like that. But it seems like someone's at least keeping this space looking very nice.
I'm gonna go up to I'm gonna go up to my wife's first. I'm gonna kneel, like put my hand on it, and I'm gonna whisper like some words, and then I'm gonna kind of end it with like, I'll be seeing you soon. And then I'm gonna move over to my sons, and then I'm gonna kind of say some similar things. I'm gonna kind of keep it private between Brecken and the departed, but then I'm gonna leave 2 arrows, like an arrow on top of each of their gravestones. It's kind of like I'm going to avenge you type thing.
And in this moment, I will let you decide what is written on both those headstones. Obviously, it would say their name, so I could say their name, whatever. It would say their name on both, and it would also say their birth year, which
We'll say Dorian is the name of the son, and then Lena, my wife Lena.
Lena.
Yes, it does say Lena Briarheart, and it says her birth date, which is she's actually the same age as you, and then it says 3:18 PMC. And it also says on your sons, it says Dorian Briarheart, and you all notice that the son was only 8 years old when this happened.
What I do is kind of want to walk up behind him, put my arm on his shoulder. Not saying anything.
Yeah, I just kind of end it with like, I will meet you both again one day, but until then, I will seek to find revenge for you both. And I'll kind of like look up at the rest of the team. I'll kind of see like there's tears streaming down my face a little bit. This was very traumatic for Brecken.
I'll kind of be like,
Brecken, I promise you that at least I will make sure that we avenge your family
I agree.
at whatever cost.
I agree, Brecken.
We need to rid this island and the rest of this world of these fiends. This will happen to every one of these people we've ever met.
Brecken, tell me if you can. I know it's a sad moment. How did the attacks happen? What caused this?
They were cowards. They came when the men were out. We were out in a hunting party. We came back and few young men we left behind to defend were all slain. Most of the women and children were kidnapped, I assume to be taken as rituals or pawns. We tracked them for several days and found my wife and son slain. A party of orcs came through and had fought off most of the fiends, and when they came through doing so, some of the people were killed in the battle and others were killed by the fiends, not letting them become free.
Are any of the fiends still on this island, or are they a group specifically?
I killed everyone I could get my hands on, but I have no doubt that they still lurk.
Is Bradley Bradley's from this island, correct, too?
No.
Who else is from here? We had 2 people.
Nope. No. Just barely.
Rowan was.
But that was
So while we're doing this, I want to specifically, I guess, look at the gravestones. I remember back in Oldstead, we saw the V's etched on the gravestones, and so I want to look for that again.
Okay. Make investigation checks.
13.
13. With a 13, as you start looking around at some of these gravestones, in the immediate vicinity, you don't see any, but you do start walking around to other gravestones, and you notice that in one small section of this graveyard, maybe I would say like 60 feet away from where you are at Brecken's, there's literally just this cluster that you notice that all have a V on the back of the gravestones. And you look at some of them, and you actually see that every one of them doesn't have a name, but it lists a death date. And you also notice that it says orc or half orc.
And when I see that,
Like no markings, still upkept very nicely, but there's like 6 or so gravestones back to back in one small section that all have a V etched into the back side of it, and they all in the front say orc or half orc.
I wasn't a part of.
Oh, I thought you were ripping ass.
Yeah.
okay, and right after I see that, I'm gonna go to Doris. If he's the only one that would have known that. So I'm gonna go to Doris.
And you can, give like a small sign to him while this is still.
Yeah, I'll kind of be like,
Yeah, I'll head over.
Nice. Do you remember back in Oldstead? Back on Oldstead and Timer? Remember when there were those V's on those gravestones?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm worried about is that I found some more. It looks like they were orcs or half orcs. You don't think that would have any correlation to the evil church guy, would it? I just don't want to go down the same path that we did in Timer.
I mean, it could have some significance. I guess I just don't know. What was his name? Do we know?
The priest.
The priest.
The priest was, oh, I'll find it. Edward, maybe? Bishop Edward? Yeah, Bishop Edward was his name. Well, maybe if we ever meet the church guy, I don't want to. I know this is kind of a
Jump to
sensitive
conclusions.
topic right now for Brecken. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but maybe we'll keep an eye on the church.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what else it would be.
At the very least, if it ends up being something like we found in Oldstead, we can try and we'll have an idea.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully be a little bit ahead of it. So we were pretty late to that party.
Oh, we were like, yes. So, alright, well, fine, babe.
then we'll meander back to. We'll meander back.
And then I want you to, while you're away, I want you to both make perception checks for me. Torrin, I want you to give an investigation as well.
Investigation.
No.
6.
Perception?
Or
720.
2.
You immediately notice, Torrin, that you're kind of taking this all in, and you're kind of like, you have this weird feeling around you, and you kind of just like start kind of like pacing, and you're kind of like admiring the flowers that had been planted, but you kind of like start walking around Brecken's family gravestones, and then you kind of like trip over something. When this happens, you both are done looking at these graves, and you kind of look back and you actually see Torin completely eat shit. And Sylvan, you kind of just instinctively kind of scuttle your way over. Doris, you notice that they're on the outside of the gate, close to the church. You see someone with their arm on top of the fence looking upon you. And they have just like a hood over themselves. But you see a scaly hand with large, like long claws. Humanoid with his hand over top of the gate.
How big is this guy?
I mean, he's 6'1".
Okay.
Broad shouldered, but
Okay. When I like, I'm gonna
it seems
kind of.
pretty light too, though. Like it doesn't seem like burly by any means.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of like, in the process of this, I'll like kind of bend down and help Sylvan pick up Torin. And as we're kind of like on the ground, I'm gonna pick him up, and like as we're lifting him up, I'm like, there's someone at the gate who's watching us. And then I'll like stand him up, and then I'll just kind of like look at the gate.
Oh, kind of look at the
Did we
game.
all hear that? Or?
He said it just to those.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'll look. Do you see anybody?
So you guys both kind of like look up, and you do see that hand, or that person. He removes his hand from the gate. He turns to walk away, and you see someone standing behind him. You see a tiefling with its wings spread out, shake, and he looks at you, and you see red eyes flare, and then he follows that other figure, and then they just walk
I
behind
was
you,
the only one who saw that.
and you only saw the second person.
Who was that guy?
Oh, did you guys see what I did you see that second man?
No.
I just saw the first.
Sorry, I've been looking at the graves. What were
Over
you
there,
saying?
over there, hurry! They're walking away.
And you can make a perception check to see if you catch them at the last moment.
Bracken, you do.
I mean, this is kind of
22.
like a quick thing that I think the commotion you would like kind of like almost get pulled out of like your sorrows and kind of like look up. Yeah. 22, you said?
2-2.
No, look into
22.
16.
16, you just catch the glimpse of like something move behind the church, and you definitely see a cloaked figure like kind of with its head down, still kind of looking in your direction, and then right as he is about to be behind the church, he kind of like looks up and keeps going.
And I am gonna start running. I'm gonna start chasing.
When I see that, I'm gonna Starlight Scout 30 feet,
Okay.
and then I'll start chasing.
And you're about like 30 feet to the gate, but then he's another like 20 feet this way.
I'll start step and then I'll start running after him too. Right after.
So
Excuse me?
you start like
Excuse
stepping,
me?
you get right to the gate. And then you kind of like look over and you look behind the church, and you see this figure kind of like stop after you hear Sylvan, "Excuse me."
I'm not gonna keep running.
I'll kind of, quickly follow after I see kind of that go on.
And I'll kind of slow over.
Excuse me, sir. I just saw you looking at us.
Am I
So-
close to him?
Like you kind of like are both, you're still kind of like on the side of the gate, and you kind of like keep going towards it, and then you kind of like can peer around the church, and this figure kind of stops.
Do I see the second thing? No.
Stare
And
around.
he just stops, but he's still facing
You-
away from you.
Do you upkeep this gravesite or this burial?
I do.
How long have you worked here?
Many years.
It does look quite nice.
I take pride in my work.
Is this all you do?
Yes, but I do not take payment for it.
Do you work for somebody?
No.
Who was that you were with before?
When?
Just like a second ago, like a minute.
I was by myself, looking upon your sorrows. And he turns towards you a little bit, kind of opens his shoulder towards you, and you can't see anything past the cloak.
What is your name?
I am a descendant of the real Saint Theodore.
Yeah, let's check that out. See if I think it's telling the truth.
Sure.
27.
27. You've never met him. You have no facial features. He hasn't even really made movements to really let you discern anything from him. But he does speak with a stern intent.
Is Brecken with us?
I would say I'm kind of like taking my time to catch up to you. I feel like pulling away from the stones is like hard for me.
Yeah, I feel like in this moment you've like
I wasn't really concerned of who it was. I didn't really catch a glimpse.
yeah, and I feel like you just kind of see your party run to the game. They're kind of talking to somebody, but you get this feeling like
Something might be wrong.
well, no, you get this feeling like you don't want the detachment of your finger.
Yeah, like I just imagine him like walking towards you guys, like grabbing onto the headstone, like having a hard time, like leaving it.
Yeah, and like if anything, like you might take a couple steps towards the gate closest to the headstones, but you don't make any movements towards whoever this person is.
I saw a red figure with you. Large wings. Red. Fiery burning eyes.
That doesn't ring a bell to me. My purpose is to tend for the dead. This is what I do in life.
Why were you watching us?
I'm attracted to sorrow. Whenever there is sorrow lingering in a graveyard, I must see what needs tended to. Maybe there's a new body to be buried. But it turns out you just fell.
Yes, that you should really take care of this cemetery better. You should not be tripping over random things.
Maybe you look back what you tripped over. You'd have your answer on what needs to be tended to. I don't like disrespect in my work.
To understand, to me.
This guy is like Sorrow, Sylvan. Does not seem like the best, most friendly person.
We appreciate all you do, but we better be off.
Yes. Seems whatever thing you saw was something attached to you, young Dragonborn. And he lifts his collar down, and you actually see a human. And he pulls his hand out and he points at you, and you see that he has some sort of like affliction to him, and it seems like most of his arm is like dragon scale. If you want any answers to what follows you, my sermons are only on one day in the church. And he puts his head back, his collar back up, covers up his arm again, and starts walking away.
What day?
It's always on the day before the week starts.
When does your work start?
And he kind of like looks back towards you. When does everybody's week start.
Mine starts on
Same on
Wednesday.
every fucking person.
One
Mine
day.
starts on
The
Wednesday.
day a week turns over.
Isn't there 10 days in a week in D&D? Do we have, what are the other names of the days? Do we know?
Unde
Hunde, Hunde, and Munde?
Sunday?
and Punde.
Punde!
I like that.
Punde is my favorite day.
Punde.
Technically, the first day.
Luna?
Happy Punde, Luna.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Trying to give me the metagame over here or what?
I forgot
She's fucking probably explode with the baby on
she's
now.
widowed.
Yeah, with the baby.
She needs a father.
She's blowing up right now.
Oh, I actually think I have a picture of it.
Right, we should take care of her. I'll help you get over your weight. It's been 5 years.
Help you get right away.
So it's Star Day, Sunday, Moon Day, God's Day, Water Day, Earth Day, and Free Day.
That's not 10 though.
This is the D&D one. That's for your buck.
We're in a different D&D campaign. We have 10 days.
We got 10 days of
So we have Punde in there and
Punde, Dunde.
we have Punde, Dunde, and Munde. Oh, we already have Munde. We have a Dean Day.
Dunde.
Let's see if I can find it.
What? You're whining, your baby.
The fucking Dean Day.
Happy Dean Day.
Dean Day.
Everyone's got the Dean Day dammies.
The two favorite days are Dean Day and Poon Day. We. Look at.
I don't know if I'll find it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was like a legit, actual, like. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it is just
That's
like.
alright. That's alright. We just said Sunday. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it is usually it's a 10-day period. But I know like the
Hey.
yeah, it's literally just first through 10th day. There's nothing to it. It's just first day.
First day, second day.
Third
It's
day,
the
fourth
first day of the week.
Day, 6th day, 7th day, 8th day, 9th day, 10th day.
Sounds good. Well, we'll be making our way there. So at some point, maybe. All right, well, we better be off. Good to meet you. What is your name, actually?
My name is derivative of my descendants.
Same thing.
Has always been, always will be. My name is Eoth.
Yes.
Eoth.
Yeah.
It's Theo rearranged.
You're a smart one.
No. Obviously, I didn't give myself this name.
Very good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Another instance where a bard is a smartass.
Okay, service.
Excuse.
Alright, I'm gonna leave.
Excuse. God. This guy literally every interaction he's got fucking insult,
Right for
dude.
this race.
Well, I'm going already.
Very smart.
I gave you my
Working the community.
God.
Goodbye, yeah. Oh, where'd you go? Pick up, where do you go?
And after you see them, like, kind of just kind of go off and say bye to whoever this person is,
You also notice that as you're standing on the back of the gravestones, it does say something. And this wasn't requested by you, but it seems like, again, somebody had possibly known you or known of you, and it just says, the family is as strong as the forge.
I like that.
Yeah, you are left to whatever you want to do in this moment.
How much time? Do we know how much time's passed since we?
It's probably 2:30.
I have a big race, and friends, I'd like to hang around the city a little bit, figure out any rules or things about this race that you prepared for.
Yeah, sounds good. Can we grab any of those bounties?
I will go with you, Torin. I think it's best if we do this together.
Look, you want to go look at the bounties? Brett, can you come with?
Yes, I have some things I would like to do.
Yeah.
I had put some thought into the trading I was doing, and I think I want to go back quick.
Back to Mutes.
No, back to mages and stuff. And I also want to stop at the Traders Guild as well.
Okay.
So you can do what you want. I can go by myself if needed.
Doesn't matter.
I will go by myself then.
You know how many people win. Wait, no, I want to come.
Actually, I believe in becoming bargaining and things like that. You've only been hurtful to things you've been
the best
doing.
warrior ever. My persuasive skills are amazing.
I will meet you at the Travelers Guild or the Traders Guild in about 30 minutes to an hour, and then we can head towards where the race starts.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright,
I'm gonna go to this. I'll just look at this, and then I'll just go to the right there. Then I'll go to that
I'll
thing.
tag along with somebody.
Yeah.
So, Sylvan, you pull up to the bounty board and you start checking them out again.
Hey, and I'm gonna take this horse race one.
I think that he's in this right now.
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, that's what he has said, I think.
I do think that is what it's
Yeah,
referring
take
to.
that one. Put it in your pocket. Then if we beat it, then we can turn in.
Double whammy.
I do think this sheep one would be kind of fun.
That's the one
Yeah, I believe so.
I do think that tracking down these kids would be kind of neat. Oh, please read me.
I'll hold it. I got the other ones, I think.
I do want to, I think, look into this reaper too. Let's do should we take the sheep one?
What are the other ones?
Here, I'll just give it to you and then choose.
But yeah, you guys make it back towards the city, and you're closest to Mage and stuff. I know that's where Elkhorn wanted to go, so if you did want to go there, the closest building would be Mage and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I want.
I think the sheep one would be fine, but I can't help but wonder where these kids could be.
I'll walk.
Reminds me of my own child.
Do that one. Should we take both of them?
I'd hate to see any more children die at the hands of fiends.
Do that one first. Vagabond?
Does one of you have a flip over there?
I don't.
You know, just keep those. We took those too.
Yeah, I'm just taking all the old ones out and just gonna keep them all.
We can just put them up here.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, they're still active.
These are the
They're
ones
all
that
the
you-
old islands.
We have done these.
No, they're not done. We just had them. We've never done them. Because the ones we turned into.
Bounty collectors, Jesus Christ.
We do have 8 though. I have counted that, so we need 2 more free ones.
Nobody will get more bounty on this land than us.
Yeah, so I'll walk back into Mage's
Something you
and
throw
stuff.
away.
Yep. And as you kind of walk in, you hear you see from the rope in the middle of the room, you see that sort of house elf Goobo sort of like plop down. Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Yes. You
I-
want to do more last minute shopping.
Yes, I wasn't able to live with myself if I had not able to get what I wanted. And I didn't even, I wasn't even thinking I have many items I would like to trade. I do have an offer for you for that ring.
Yes. What is your offer?
I have a couple items. I would like to do a 2-for-1 trade, if you would be interested.
Well, it would depend.
I'd be willing to do these Twilight Treaders.
Did you want the ring or did you want this belt?
Is that? Oh, that's a belt.
Yeah, it's a belt.
Oh.
Two intelligence.
Yes, sorry, the belt. My bad. And the unicorn cloak. I do believe they're a little lesser than that belt, but I think 2-for-1 may be fair.
Well, yes, these boots are very nice. This mimic cloak, you say? Well, I also see that there is some use to this, but I usually don't trade in some of these things. Cloaks I do have a place for. I have many of my own. But these Twilight Treaders, those could have some benefit for them.
Oh, yeah. I give it to you. Oh, that's really good.
You want a 2-for-1 trade. The belt
For those
both
two.
of these.
Correct.
I believe you'd have to give me something a little better than this mimic cloak.
How about I throw another item in?
Is that my club too?
No, that's that cloak's not right here. How about I tell you what? What if I sweeten the deal and throw one more item?
Again, it would depend.
This one is a siglet.
Just tossing items.
At that point, we're saying these are about 2,000 each. I can tell you they're well worth more than 2,000 each if you were to buy it in the shop.
And he kind of is looking at them, and he snaps his finger over top all of your 3 objects that you laid out.
Yes, well, you are not wrong about these boots. Those are worth about 2,000. Unfortunately, the cloak isn't worth as much, but the circlet is. Yes, the star metal circlet alone, the type of metal is created from it, or for it. Yes, very nice and rare, very precious metals. However, again,
You did that. You were focused. I loved it. So I did a close up of you.
however, again, the boots I don't really have a need to sell. But the cloak and the circlet, yes, I could definitely do. However, if I do a 2-for-1 trade, I'll give you the boots back. But I would require a little more payment.
And how much?
Only 500 gold.
Ooh. I do have some precious gems. Would that be something that you would have interest in?
Gems.
Roll a persuasion check.
Cool. Let's go! Come on! -1 persuasion is not helping my roll, but I got 18. That's crazy. I thought I was gonna get better than that, and I realized I'm -1.
I'm getting better at bartering.
The unfortunate part, gems in a place like this is not very useful. In a place where trading is handy, much of the people who dock in ports really only need livestock and goods. And gems aren't really useful to anybody other than possibly random thingsmen, trading company ships.
Or the Traders Guild. I'm sure they would like them there, correct?
Possibly. The boots might be able to be traded at the Traders Guild, yes. But the gems, yes, possibly there too. But for me, I don't usually do gems and trades.
Alright.
Coin is a lot better for the common folk.
I tell you what, can you do 400 gold? And I will pay you those 2 items and the gold together.
Unfortunately, it's 500 or none.
Alright, you drive a hard bargain.
Yes. Sometimes you can get away with bartering with the rest of the people in this town, but I didn't make mage and stuff.
Unfortunately,
without bartering.
I'm a man of reason more than I am bartering.
Sorry.
I'm a man of reason more than bartering, so if I had my bard friend here, we'd probably sit here all day and talk about the price, but my patience is low for that. I will take your offer of those two at 500 gold.
Well, here it is, then. You can take your boots back.
Plus 2 intelligence.
And you have other two items, right? Okay.
What's the
Low on
circle?
gold.
What was the circle again?
Kubo, it was a pleasure doing business with you.
Yes.
The second trade we made, is there a discount on the third one?
No. Again, you can go see my brother Cup in Vastamar. He might be stupid enough to do that. Do deals on things.
In Vasmar, you have a brother who owns the shop.
Yes, I do. That's what I just
Is
said.
he a wizard like you, or are you a wizard?
I'm no wizard.
Oh, I thought you were. What are you?
I'm a goblin.
You can cast magic though, can't you?
Yes, I own many items.
Oh, so it's the items that are casting my magic, not yourself?
You don't know that.
Well, if you ever want to learn yourself, I know a person, and I'll kind of wink at him and kind of point at myself. I'll give you a discount since you are a mighty good friend.
Friend. Business is my friend. Bye. Thank you. And he pulls out a rope and he kind of gets sent up into a shop again.
What's your intelligence now?
24.
Oh, that's horny. That's horny for that
Most
fellow.
intelligent person ever in D&D land.
What's your spell save? 20?
But it doesn't correlate to real life, unfortunately.
So,
All right.
You're intelligent.
What are the next moves? It is.
you want to go to trade.
I want to do one more thing at church real quick.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not
So
going to get your time.
making your way towards Trader's Guild.
And I'll meet up
We're in
with
town
these two,
stretching.
because that's where I said we'll meet.
Yep.
Doing
And
some
so
yoga in the streets.
you're sort of like shuffling your way through. And you actually have to, from mage and stuff, you have to actually like go through essentially a couple people. You actually have guards that have to essentially escort you through the city streets, since most of them that you're going through right now are blocked off. So they kind of take you from one door, they open it up, and they have like guards kind of like pushing people back as they kind of pull you through after you tell them where you want to go. So you have essentially two guards that are escorting you through the streets.
And as they're kind of, excuse me, do you know anyone in the Traders Guild there that sells statues or silhouettes of stuff?
And they're both just kind of like intently like looking at the crowd and not really paying attention.
Everyone's help. Sylvan, I don't know if you want to split up in here. I need to find someone with a dragon statue. Can you do that for me?
Sure.
Okay.
Look around.
It has to be worth at least 500 gold as well. I promise you it'll be worth it. So if you can make the deal and barter for me, I appreciate it. I definitely will make the payment.
Oh, let me do some work.
I'll go in there and look for a dragon statue along. Yeah, dragon statue.
Well, first, as you make your way into the Traders Guild sector, I want you to make a perception check.
19.
19. As you kind of make your way into the front door, as the sort of guards like kind of open it up, they kind of give a few raps on one of these little gates inside of like the walls that they built, and then shortly after they open and you see two more guards on the outside, and they're kind of like holding people back to not enter into the city street, and they kind of pull you through, and those guards kind of like turn around and leave and go back to where they came from, and these two other guards kind of allow you both through. And as you make your way into this sort of district, you can see on the map, right, there's a tower off into the center of this sort of like kind of cul-de-sac of sorts. And there are many different businesses and like people setting shop outside of it. And you notice as you're walking towards the actual Traders Guild, one shop off to your left catches your eye. You notice that this person is just a sort of like small halfling woman, and she's kind of like looking like she's a little bit like claustrophobic, and she's kind of like trying to keep herself tucked in. But you see that she has these 2 rows of some sort of like flowers and plants.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
Plants?
I'll go over to her. Are we together?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would
So-
assume we probably, because this is right kind of when we enter the
Yeah.
trade
You
area.
kind of walk in, and you see the Traders Guild, and you see Sylvan kind of like look over.
Yeah, and I'll follow him over.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes,
It's a pretty busy day.
yes.
Are you okay?
No,
Why?
too many people walking around. Afraid someone might steal.
You're not gonna get anything stolen from you around here. There's plenty of people watching over you. Wouldn't you agree?
Many eyes. Many eyes. Many eyes.
What kind of plants you got there?
Oh, I do some of my own wildflower pickings.
I'm actually a wildflower picker too.
Oh,
Kind of. I just don't pick them very often.
what kinds do you have?
So, sorry.
And I'll pull out my little bag. My breakfast pack.
Your bag of flowers.
And I'll pull it and I'll say,
Oh, well, I have some seabed, opal tower, green drin, peppergrass, Margot glow, and quite a bit of nightshade.
Oh, Margot Glow and Nightshade. Oh, no. Please keep those in your pack. I don't want to see those.
Why?
No, those are bad flowers.
I know nightshade pretty bad.
Yes.
What does it do if I smoke it?
I smoke. No, smoking's bad for you.
No, not for me. It's good for me.
Oh, that's very good.
What did you say? He can get very high strung, so when he smokes, it calms him down a little bit.
What does it do? What does it do? What are the effects of it?
No, I don't want to say it. Nightshades, no.
What about
You have peppergrass.
Yes.
Oh, I like peppergrass.
There you
Peppergrass
go.
is good.
Oh, peppergrass. Oh, yes.
I'll pull out a dark red grass. It says dark red grass with dots spread around stalk.
Mhm.
Pluck that out.
You like this?
I do. Yes.
Huh. Look at your flowers. They look nice.
Yes. You can make a survival check for me.
Net 20.
Oh no shit. Yeah. You see that she has kind of 4 different sort of packings of different flowers. You see that she has a bundle of small little stalked, like kind of like grass-like things that have 4 different pieces at the top of it. And they're green. And then you see that she also has this flower that it's like a bulb, and it is this piece that sticks out on top of it, and kind of looks like a tulip, but on the top of it, it has this like sort of like kind of faint glowing like piece that just kind of grows from the middle. Then you also notice that there is this flower that kind of looks like it's got a hitch in a part of it. It almost looks like a joint of like a finger or like a leg of a small like creature, but it's just this texture of like a green, and sort of like sometimes you can see there's like little streaks of like orange or yellow or blue, you know. And then you also see that there's this one that it's a long stalk about this big, and at the very top of it, it looks like a ball, but it looks like it's like fluid. Like there's fluid in it. It's just like this clear film, and there's fluid in it.
I like that one.
Look at that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes, this is mist petal.
Miss Bella.
Yes.
What does it do?
Well, when you have mist petals, I like to plant them in my garden, and well, every day you can pop the little ball, and it gives water to the rest of the plants around it.
Well, it does.
Well, yes. I mean, for me, it's a very nice plant to have in gardens.
What happens if I were to smoke it?
I don't smoke. I don't smoke, so I don't know.
I want to know.
Can you try a free sample?
Can I try a little bit, please?
No.
Look at this pipe I have.
And I'll pull my drag pipe.
If I put certain things in there, certain effects are going to happen. And I need to know.
If you want some, you can pay me for it.
Well, I'll give you some peppergrass for it.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you 1 peppergrass for it, since it's obviously not from here and it's going to be hard for you to get your hands on. For 2 of these. So I can try one.
No.
I want to try one.
No.
Why? It's not a good deal.
Yeah,
I need
no.
to try what it is.
No, it's not a good
No.
deal for me either.
You grow them. You can get more.
They're not an easy flower to plant.
Please. I need to know
In
what it
fact,
is.
that might be the hardest plant that I have to grow.
Fine. I'm just not going to know what it does. I'm going to smoke it and I'm going to just die.
Well, then that's your problem.
Okay, fine. I'll give you 1 peppergrass for 1 of those.
And
I can only get
2 copper?
I asked this guy
2
barter.
pepper? Wait.
He's not
How
going
much
to.
are they?
Well, peppergrass is nice.
How much is theirs?
Well, peppergrass is
I can actually pay you some money.
2 silver. And then, I mean, mist petal for me is about 3 silver. So
Okay, deal. Well, Jesus Christ, it's that cheap up on it. Hey, I need you to upgrade this pack for me.
what
I don't have enough room. It's empty.
I don't
Or it's full.
know what that is.
Just upgrade it. It's my alchemist pack.
I'm not an alchemist.
But you sell these flowers.
Yes, because I'm a gardener.
Who can upgrade this for me?
Killer.
I don't know.
You know what?
You're making me nervous.
I might smoke some nightshade.
Well, if that gets you away from me right now, that'd be fine.
I'm going to just. Do you want the peppergrass or not?
Yes.
Oh, wait, let me see what it does.
Thanks tonight,
That'd be great.
I know what it does. God damn it. Fine. Take a peppergrass. I'll take this petal.
And 1 silver.
You don't want this girl back.
Fine.
I'll give her gold.
1 silver.
I'll give her gold.
Yeah, and you have 1 mist petal.
Aren't you grateful that I gave you more money?
Yes. But you're still making me nervous. And I want you to leave.
What if I stole all those flowers right now?
I'd call the guards.
Why?
Because you stole.
Why?
Because you're a thief.
But I am a beast. I'm a bard.
And she just plugs her ears. La, 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 la.
And she tries to tune you out.
Oh,
Goodbye, stinky toots.
Even with the person who doesn't want to talk, he still finds a way to try and piss him off.
All right, I will. Then I'll.
If you're talking like that, maybe you're the one who stole something from Mutes.
That'd be great, but I don't even know what you're talking about.
And she just kind of tries to look away from you.
The flowers are wonderful, that's all I know. I'm gonna smoke this and I'm gonna think of you. And your beautiful shop.
Silver, can you focus on what I asked you to do?
Yes. All right, goodbye.
No.
Where can I
I was a very good barter, but after that, you give me little hope.
Then we'll walk out and try to find a statue.
Yeah, well, I'll try to. Can I make a perception check to try to see if there's any statues or anything in a shops or pop-up shops?
Or gems too.
you guys are so
Yeah.
horny to shop.
I'll look too if it says keep your eye out for one. If you need me to.
Oh, it's a 3. That's not good.
I
9.
guess I'll just do it. 12.
Yeah, as you guys kind of look around, you notice there are a lot of odd kind of assortments right down here, especially with these little pop-up tents along that row.
Mm-hmm.
You do come close. You find a little statue of a knight at a pop-up shop,
Mhm.
but you don't seem to find any dragon specific.
What are you looking for?
The guy with the knight statue,
Mm-hmm.
is it a guy or girl?
Mm-hmm. It's a dude.
I'll kind of go approach him. Excuse me, sir.
Goes, oh, hello there.
I am impressed with your statue, and I'm looking for one semi-similar. I'm looking for a dragon one. Do you know where I could find one?
A dragon, what you say?
This has to be worth a pretty penny, at least 500 gold.
Oh, yes. I only know of wooden ones that kids play with.
Is there one in the city that does architecture, makes stone ones, or maybe ones out of fine materials.
He's looking around. I think you're in the right spot if we were to have one here. Probably somewhere on this alley here. But, you said 500 gold is the worth?
Yes, at least.
That is pretty steep for that.
I'm gonna say it probably has to be handcrafted and have some sort of rare material with it. A stone statue wouldn't be that much at all either.
Well, I tell you what, sir. There are plenty of merchant ships that wander in through port. For 50 gold, I'll keep my eyes out for you.
Do you have any diamonds?
No, unfortunately not.
What was your name?
My name, Landon Bullock.
Bullock?
Volick. Bullock.
What about me after the races or anything?
For 50? You seem like an honest man. As you do normal shopping and trading around here.
Oh, yes, I'm up and down these ways all throughout the day, really.
And if you do find it, how are you going to contact me?
Well, just check in with me periodically each day, and I'll give you my updates.
I tell you what.
I'll be in the same spot all throughout the week.
I'll let you hold on to this gem. It's worth about 50 gold. Does that work?
Guy looks at it.
And I'll pull out. I got a bunch of gems worth 2,400 gold.
Okay.
So I'll try to pull one out that's
Yeah.
semi around that value.
Yeah.
Not exactly 50, but
Yeah. We'll say you pull out a pretty decent sized ruby that's worth 75.
Okay.
And I think that would work. He's kind of examining the ruby you just handed him, and he takes it and he turns to you, Sylvan. Sir, I just happened to find a gem. He kind of flashes it.
No, thank you.
Oh, you're no longer interested?
I want a diamond.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is not a
I think
diamond.
it's an emerald.
It's an emerald.
I thought you were a trader.
I am.
I said a
But
diamond.
thank you, Landon. I appreciate it. I will check back here. Can you check the docks today?
He looks at the sky.
Or maybe tomorrow.
They're probably approaching 3:30. Probably most of them are in by now and out.
You're probably going to watch the race today.
Yes, I am.
Okay, how about I'll check in with you earliest tomorrow night.
Absolutely. That
And if
will work.
not, the day after.
I will be here.
Perfect. I will make note of it. And I'll kind of like look around and kind of like make mental note of where his...
And you reach out for a handshake. And your name, sir?
My name is Elcor.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Elcor. And I look forward to hopefully doing business with you.
I tell you what, you find that statue, if I'm feeling nice enough, I'll show you what I can do with it after.
Wow. Count me in, Elcor.
Well, we better be on our way. We have a big race to see.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Nine.
Anyone placing any bets on horses today?
I don't know. I might even take a break from betting.
I would, but I kind of just used all my gold I had and some pretty valuable items as well. I'm pretty low on funds.
Yes. Certain spots in these aisles will definitely soak up your pockets. But, nonetheless, I think I'm going to go find my spot. And you see him kind of pull the shutters down on his tent, and he kind of runs to a spot to go watch the horse race.
And you see many of the shops and places that are still open at this moment. As he's doing that, many seem to follow like dominoes. Like they start closing their shops and running to the wall.
Let's go over there.
I think that means it's time to grab some drinks and watch this race.
And in the meantime, you two, as this has been going on, we'll say when we go back to you, it's still about 2. Say it's pushing 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I know you guys wanted to go check and see like if there was like any rules or something like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
right?
That, and I was also gonna see if there's a course map, like for the race itself. So I'm a little bit familiar of like what the lay of the land for the actual race is.
Mm-hmm. So, you go. Is there anywhere that you're looking specifically? Are you just kind of like looking around in general, like just trying to?
I guess
piece
I would
together?
probably, unless you have something else that you want to do, I was kind of thinking that we would just maybe follow the path where we see them kind of like obviously barricading for the races, and then just kind of like follow that along until we find someone or a map.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking around there, or maybe more towards like where we signed up at. Maybe there's
Yeah. So yeah, if you wanted to, you'd make your way probably with these three to Simple Macy's. That's where you signed up. And then they would have been continued to be escorted towards Traders Guild. So during that travel, you kind of pop into the sort of door with the guards into Simple Macy's, and again, it is just packed in the central district around Macy's, and you kind of like are kind of pushing your way and kind of shoving people in and out, and people are kind of like freely walking in and out of a tavern that normally you wouldn't see. You know, most of the libations and most of the food and drink is probably kept within the establishment, but at this point, people are just free roaming everywhere since it's kind of feeling like just a free for all. But you do notice that the sign-up sheet is already framed and hung outside of Simple Macy's at this moment. It has all 10 entries, including yourself. But the only thing that on your entry that it shows, it just says horse.
That's our name.
Everybody else's has a person, or sorry, the breed of whatever is being raced with. It gives the name of whatever the horse or beast that is being used, and then it gives the name of the person that is running it.
Or just says horse.
And yours just says horse Dars.
Perfect.
And then you also see a set of rules right next to it. It says, rule number 1, all mounts have to be non-flying. Rule number 2, upon the race ending, the name and the person, whoever wins, has to sign something for their winnings, and then that sort of document will be placed in the history books of the winner of this race.
Respect.
Then upon the finale of the race, winner will be given trophy, winnings will be paid out to the second and third place, winner will be entered into the grand finale of the Grand Prix. Rule number 3, any and all magic used during the race is forbidden, but weapons are not.
This is
Perfect.
Did they say during the race? Before the race?
It says during the race. Then number 4, it says not a rule, but number 4, the path will be determined as the race is announced. So
Did they say anything about when we may be in there? Like they say, like
it says at the top, it says Stallion stall open 3:23 PWC, and it just says it is the. Let me check real quick. It is number 5 in the Isle Grand Prix.
Dars. I see this magic rule here. I'm wondering if I were to cast Enhance ability myself before the race. I'm not really using any magic during the race. That's just an ability that's being placed on me. So I think, according to these rules, looks legal.
I think we send it.
We might as well. But we need to kind of stall out a little bit so I can get the full effect of it. I'm only there for an hour.
Okay.
So we need to find a spot to transform into a horse in no time. And do you have any suggestions what you want me to look like?
Let's make you a very burly war horse, dressed in all black with a nice spiked mohawk mane.
Sounds cool.
I want an intimidating presence when we race.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna go limber up, maybe listen to who some of the favorites are. Look for a leaderboard.
You can make a history check.
12.
12. You remember there are two people that have entered the race. One has already won a race event than the previous race on a different island. On a previous island. And then you also know that there is also a person that has entered the race that has won this in the past. That is from
The horse stables are rowdy.
The horses
and,
are calling.
and you also know that there's a person from Far Island that has won this multiple times. Or at least won one of these races multiple times of the few that are on this island.
Weapons or not, it's a good thing I got a lance. Got some reach with this bad bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna go look around for a spot to transform myself into and kind of be prepped.
Oh, actually, I forgot. Part of the one rule is weapons are allowed after the first lap.
Like how many javelins I got.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna prep, try to find a spot to get ready for and transform before I have to go to the stables with my fellow horses. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
Alright. So since that is our next move, we'll go right into that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna find good spots.
Where would you like to go?
Doris, watch my back. I want to try to find maybe just I don't know if it'd be perception or what. I want to try to look around and find something that looks like not as packed. I know the area we're in is packed as a whole, but maybe like away from it a little bit. Walk out of the way.
Okay, so like walk out of like sort of the entire like Valenstall area.
Yeah, where I need to go to get away from. I don't want to be seen
Yeah.
transforming.
Let's just make a stealth check then.
Okay.
And you would both have to do this.
Good fail.
Well, let's hope that you
That's not bad. 18.
18. So it's tough. In a crowded city like this, it's not easy. And you oftentimes, Doris, are doing so well at stealthing that you actually almost stealth away from Torin here. And Torin almost gets lost. Like every 30 seconds, he's like getting lost or getting stuck up in the crowd. Because he's not necessarily used to the city atmosphere. But knowing that you have maps, right, on your persons, it's easy enough to see where the city limits are, but you also know to leave the city limits, it's going to take some time. You have 30 minutes to get back to the start line. So your best bet is probably to try to find somewhere towards the start line, which you at least know that is on this side.
Okay. So I guess let's make our way there.
I guess what I'll do too is as we're kind of heading that way, are there any like stables in the area?
The stables, if you look on the map, you can find them.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Doesn't have one.
That is an island map.
Oh, this man.
You failed your perception.
Yeah.
It was a good fail.
Hey, that was my stealth.
Over here.
If you're looking at the start line, it's not where the stables are.
Where's the start line?
I told you the start line's over here. I said, just told you that the stables are not near the start line.
You guys hear at the start line.
I guess I'll start guiding him over to the stables over on that northwestern corner.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a survival check.
Oh, survival. 10?
10. You can still make one because you're both with this.
22.
22. Again, you're walking through the middle of a city that is very packed and very dense right now. You guys barely make it to the stables with about 15 minutes left to get back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try to look at an empty stable, see if I can see any of those.
Make a perception or investigation.
Not 20.
All right. You actually see that there is a stable hand out front, Shepherd Denton, and he's just tending to a horse at the moment. And there is a stable 3 cells down that is empty.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk in there, lay down. Just gonna kind of sit there for a second. I'm gonna hit myself a little bit of enhanced ability. And then once I hit that, do I see anything around me? Everybody.
At this point, you're committed.
Okay, well then I'm gonna change into my war horse.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit there for a second once I'm changed over.
You said it was Denton?
Shepherd Denton.
Denton. Okay. I guess I'll walk up to Denton. You said he's tending to a horse outside.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Walk. Jackass. I want to walk up to Shepherd Denton and excuse me, sir.
Oh yes. So what can I do for you?
There is a horse inside of the stables that I said would be waiting for me for one of the race that's about to happen here soon.
Once I hear that, I want to stand up. I want to look out.
And he goes, well, if you're needing a horse, you have to pay for the horse for the race.
Okay. I was told that it wouldn't be here, but what would it cost to buy said horse?
Well, if you don't have your own horse, you rent a horse, and depends on what
I'll just
type
start.
you want. And
I'm just gonna start walking out while I hear the conversation.
I mean, there is a gate.
That did be.
I don't know
You
if
see the horse raise its hoof over the wall and hit the gate.
Okay, I'm gonna be hanging over top of it then.
Okay.
So I just
depends on what horse you want to. Every horse is a different price.
I just got here from traveling from one of the neighboring islands, and I was told that my horse would just be brought to one of the stables.
Well, I am unfamiliar with that said, transaction. I don't have any horses that were just left here. I trade horses and I. I mean, I don't have a horse for anybody just to have here.
If
I sell and rent horses.
Would I be able to? Well, the one that I'm sure I would recognize in there is there a fee that I would pay just to be able to take it out? Like I said, I'm very new to this island. We just got here, and maybe not even a couple of hours ago.
Again, if you want a horse in any of my stables, you rent it. If you can tell me which one it is.
Yes, how much? Fucking him. That one.
And he kind of takes a look at it and he goes, he kind of looks at you. I have never seen that horse in my life. But normally war horses go for.
Anyways, this could be name all the rest of them.
Usually go for about 400 gold. But if you are renting, he kind of looks at the horse like, I don't even know if I want a piece of this. You can rent it for 100 gold.
Okay. I suppose I could just rent it, assuming that, I mean, I guess technically I thought he was mine, but
Well,
tell you what,
If you are mistaken then, because I have had no traders or anybody come to me telling me that they were storing a horse here.
If that was the mistake, what about this? What if I give you 300 instead of, so it's more than renting and less than buying, because I was told that he would be at a stable. That way we're still coming out about even.
Fine, 300 gold it is.
I'll give him 300.
Okay. Have fun.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go get fucking.
You guys have 5
nuts.
minutes.
Yep. I'm gonna get on him. I'm like, all right,
Let's go.
Let's start galloping.
All right. How would you like to make your way to the start line?
Just heading down the I guess like. So is it all the streets are packed, or is there like a side like that's kind of
All
that's
of the
not as
main.
packed?
Oh my gosh. All of the streets are blocked off by barricades. So the center of the streets are blocked off. Nobody can enter.
Okay, then we'll go the
through the
one
streets.
way we can go.
We'll
We
head
will
one
go whatever path leads to this.
You guys went through the crowd, through the city to get there,
Yeah.
and through the way, guards had to essentially let you through. And then on the way back, you either go all the way around, either way. So you can go all the way around to the temple library, down through the docks, and somehow make it there, or you can go around the place.
Okay, then I'll just go. I'll
Yeah,
just
you have
take
to give me
the
a
same.
direction.
I'll take the same path that we took to get to the stables, just following that path back to the start line.
Okay, you can't do that because that's through the city, and everything's blocked off as you there.
Okay, we'll go around to the right. We'll do the library. We'll go around to the library.
Okay, so you go through the library. I need you all to both of you make a survival check again. Try to make their own time. Dig. That sounds
It's not bad, but it's not great.
Mine's not good
Oh,
either. I got 9.
I got a 13.
13. Oh.
Maybe I'll pay for that poach out, maybe.
And then you hear the entire crowd start roaring. "Ah!" As the entire city is now watching from the streets. And you guys are booking it through the docks and trying to make it there in time. Thankfully, once you get to this side of the docks, there is nobody there. And you see there are 9 horses, and there's an official up on top of a wall in a platform and ready to essentially start announcing. And they're kind of like waving their hands, and they have this big sort of like projecting sort of horn to reach the rest of the city. And you make it there.
Perfect. Do I need to let him know? Check in.
Yep. So there is a person, there is essentially a gate here, and you see there is 9 horses. There's one last open stall here,
Well, let me know, because
and
I'm probably gonna order
you hear the person start saying into the mic.
I can check.
I mean, I'm happy to buy it off it or whatever, but
Here to everybody! And then you hear the entire crowd go crazy again. We have this year's installation of Far Island's Stallion Stall open. And you hear the crowd go crazy again. Everybody starts cheering and clapping. Now, we have 9 racers today. Those of you that wanted to sign up, you had your chance. There was a dropout. And then you start kind of like booking it in. And you see there's a gate here, 9 stalls, and you have guards kind of like standing at the back of making sure the doors don't open. And you see one person kind of just sitting there on his butt, kind of just waiting.
Sir, I'm the 10th racer. I'm here to check in.
Well, you made it literally with about seconds to spare. And then so he kind of like just opens the gate and he just makes you go in. And he kind of keeps it open. So you
Saunter in.
both kind of step in. Now, to introduce you to our contenders for the day. You all actually notice that, I guess only you two would notice, you all wouldn't be able to see them. This person at its point, like up front and close and personal. You notice that this person has slicked back hair. He is holding a helmet, and he has a Palladius guard sort of full suit of armor. And you notice that he also has a sort of white and brown cape that kind of flows off the back of his shoulder. And this is the only guard that you've ever seen with this specific like wear, as like it seems like he's like the head, like he's the sergeant. Our racers today, in stall number 1, we have a Totalian horse by the name of Sorrowtone, ridden by the halfling Tackett. And then you hear the crowd start clapping. In stall number 2, we have our very own breed of horse here on Far Island. We have a further horse named Speedstar, ridden by the human Eric. And then you hear another round of applause.
In stall number 3, we have a sundial horse by the name of Celestial Pine, ridden by the Tabaxi Katya. And then you hear it one more time. The crowd goes crazy. In stall number 4, we have a new entry, also riding a further horse named Hat Trick by the human Clemmy, our local bar person, whatever you want to call him. Everybody knows him. And then, like, you hear like one group of people near the bar. In stall number 5, he is the most previous winner of the Isle Grand Prix. He is riding a bright mane horse named Top Notch. He is a halfling by the name of Exis, our very own the Demolition Crew adventuring party. And then you hear a lot of the crowd, as loud as they possibly can, and start cheering for him. In stall number 6, we have a guardian horse named Haler. He is a half-elf. He is a new being to our town. He is a trader by the name of Antero. In stall number 7, our most unique rider today, riding a dire bison by the name of Brimstone, a half-orc named Omer. And then you all hear everybody go, "Whoa, dire bison, crazy, ha ha ha." In stall number 8, riding the most luxurious horse in this race today, riding a vintage paint named Zip Zap, our gnome Menzi. And you hear that's it.
Kettlebell. Is there a reason you made them all gnomes and halflings because they're little jockeys?
Yeah.
I was thinking you like saying that. I'm like, oh my god, that's funny.
And in stall number 9, also
You
riding
big ass,
the
big ass.
Totalian warhorse, black as night, named Cable, our variant human, Typhay. And in stall number 10, a human named Dars riding a horse.
I'm gonna start running my feet.
I wanna cast minor illusion. I wanna like make extra noise for that with a.
Alright. And that is our slate for today's Stallion Stalled Open.
Doris riding the horse.
Now, the road to victory today starts here at the Grand Hall on the shore. They will make their way through the long stretch, all the way past the Traders Guild, making one full lap around Valenstall, the city. They will loop all the way around past the stables, all the way through past Magen stuff, back to the beginning. Lap number 2, they will make their way, turning right at the Traders Guild, with sharp corners and dangerous lines of our barricades. Again, making the rest of the lap around to the start line. Lap number 3 is a lap around the fountain in the middle of the square between the Butcher's Keep, Simple Macy's, and the General Store. Once again, looping around before Magen stuff, back to the finish. And then last but not least, after the 3rd lap, they will make it all the way through the stretch into the Coliseum, where we all know how that ends. Everybody, once they make it past you through the streets, in your barricades on the final lap, you please can run rampant through the streets, follow them all the way to the finish line, ending at the gates of the Coliseum, demanding the victor of the Stallion Stall Open. Now, racers, jockeys, are we ready? And you hear all of the jockeys start, yeah, yeah, and you see Clemmy like almost falling off his horse.
A little tipsy.
I like Clemmy.
He's drunk driving.
All right.
He was drunk.
And with that, what we're going to do is every time that we roll, all right, you can do one of 3 things. So you can make an animal handling check. That is essentially just going to be how well you're riding. You can dash, which you forfeit in case something else happens.
that you have a reaction. So dash is just you're trying to sprint to the finish or sprint around something, trying to get ahead of someone or some other horse or jockey, right? Number 3 is you can take an action, meaning you can, after lap 1, you can try to like push somebody off the horse, take a weapon out, and do whatever you want there too. So those are your 3 actions, okay? So dash, animal handling, just to make sure we're riding safe, so that would be like around corners and stuff like that. And then your action, your actual action. So after we do this, we'll normally roll at the beginning. So since there are 9, I will be rolling 9, and you guys roll once, okay? So then you can add whatever you're going through. But after that, it's pretty much free game.
Hit horse legs and
Hit that anchor arrow.
Oh,
Just change someone down. That's been OP.
explosive bolts.
Okay, let me try to get it there.
Hey, would you say these would form to my horse, or are these just actually?
I don't think magical items on you go to your shape
I think they do. It just depends on
They attach to you, but I don't think they are used.
So they do attach differently.
Yeah, I can't find it. You know what? Screw it. We're just gonna keep it. All right. And with that, our race begins. So first, roll your animal handling off the bat.
Cool. Nice.
You want to roll 3 more?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody 20s, we got it. All right, what do we get?
22.
22, nice, okay.
Two, 7.
22. All right. So I'm going to do essentially like that 2 right now. So you said 22. So out of the gates, okay, we're just going to put this as you. Okay, from the start line.
Yep.
Each dice is going to be. Okay, with that, out of the gate, you notice that you, off the bat, scoot in front of everybody. You actually, through the first stretch, you have someone following on your tail, and then a couple people right behind them. And just like in, let's say, an 800 in track, people are kind of like shuffling in down this long stretch. And you notice that this whole stretch is the widest part, and you might be able to get like 3 horses next to each other. So you're out in front right off the bat. This is where we're going to go into what is the next action that you want to take. You're in front, so you get to choose first.
Okay, so and for the first lap, we're going up around the
You're
stables.
going all the way around.
I'm gonna dash.
You're going to dash, okay. So from there, you get all the way to the trader's gate. Person right behind you is going to stick with you. Person behind them is going to stick right after me. 17. This is 17.
You're drafting.
It's like NASCAR, the drafting.
Oh, I can't find 17, but it was a 17. So they're going to go there. Then with that, this person is not going to, but this person is going to use its action to try to hit this person. So I'm going to roll. Actually, I'll roll this one. Nice. All right. You notice that. Actually, you don't even notice, but all of you else that are sort of watching onto this race, you all see Doris on top of who only you know is Torin, just out of the gates, just freaking tears off like a bat out of hell, with some 3 horses behind it, sort of just like trying to keep up in line with each other. And you see that actually they're going 1 wide, and then there's the 3rd and 4th place runners are right behind them. You see number 14, or the 4th horse behind, 5th horse, kind of legs back. But you notice that this is Exus. It seems like he's knowing what he's doing by not quite dashing immediately. The horse and
in sixth takes out a crossbow and he goes to shoot, and you go notice that he doesn't even shoot. He's just trying to psych out the other person. You notice that this is Clemmy, already damn near falling off his horse. He goes like this to duck, and then you see him slowly fall off his horse.
He's down
Clemmy
bad.
didn't make it very far.
He's down bad.
You notice that there is one horse riderless. So there's no rules that a horse can't finish the race without a rider. And with that, you also notice that a horse actually dashes past Clemmy and actually passes in front of the horse that tried to fake shoot him. And you see that there are other two horses like barely out of the gates. Now, with that, we're going to go to round two. We're about to make it around the bend, and it is a pretty wide bend to make it all the way through towards the stable. So this is the next race, so essentially you can get you to the stables or possibly further. What are you looking to do?
I guess what I would probably do an animal handling so I can try and bank the turn safe.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll for that.
Come on! Crit fail.
Yep. Crit fail. And as you go do this, Torn, you notice that Darius is leaning on a horse, but he's not pulling your reins. You're just going so fast at this moment that you just can't even help him. And you're at this moment just trying to keep him from falling off the horse. So you kind of like are trying to like when you're running, trying to get your shoulder to kind of like pop him back up. But you notice that he's running so wide around the corner that he only makes it to here. You see this person bolt right past into the stables.
Quad race left. Quad
Then you
race
see
left.
this person bolting right past you as well, but seems to lose a little ground. This person actually wants to dash, but they don't roll very well, so they're actually still back in line with this person. So these three. Those. Okay. So you see Clemmy's horse just stops at the fountain. And then you actually see these two are going to dash as well, and they actually just barely make it to you. And then the other horses are following, and they actually make a pretty good gain off that holding stretch, and they're not quite to the Trader's Hill. And you all that are watching see this horse event, and they're just finally passing by you where you're standing at by the Trader's Guild, and they're just zipping right by it. So you can kind of see them, and immediately they're already past you. Now, next rolls, what do you want to do? This person is going to dash.
I mean, that's
Two. I'm going to dash. Three.
I guess I'm being around that bend. I'm gonna try and dash.
Okay, so you still got to make a roll.
Okay, animal handling again.
Yep. Well, do you want to dash or do you want to do animal handling?
I mean, I'd like to dash if I can.
Okay, so dash we still want to roll, but it's just a straight roll on this. There's no animal handling unless you do that roll.
Okay, then I got a 10.
10. Okay. So you make it around to the stables this time. He's still gonna roll for theirs. Okay, so your animal handling, same thing. But this person actually gets right up next to you, and this person is still lagging behind. Clemmy's out of the race.
Oh, I mean,
So.
Clemmy.
So the next person kind of
Clemmy,
zips around,
Schlemmy.
and doesn't quite make it around the bend. Okay. Now we're making it close to the start line again. So we're about to make it back around that corner. So this person is going to roll animal handling to make it around. Goes to 12, and he gets there and he goes to turn the corner. It's pretty tight. Woo. You see this person does the same thing, but he just slows up a little too quick. With a 19, this person goes all the way around the corner and makes it out in front. Now, back here.
And then I guess like if I dash, am I gonna end all the way around the turn, or am I just getting to
If
the
you
turn?
dash, you're probably getting pretty close to like major stuff, so not quite making the turn.
Okay, then I'm gonna dash.
Okay, you're gonna dash. This person's gonna use his action. Alright, I need you to roll roll down 20 for me. What's the face value?
8.
8. This person actually goes to try to kick Torn. He tries to kick your horse, and he rolls a 13. So he kicks your horse. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Kicks his arse.
14. 14. Okay, you beat the 13. So he kicks you, but because he
Can I try to trampling charge him when he goes by?
So you're just the mount. He would have to use his action to try to make you do that. So your action and his action are one and the same.
Okay.
But he kicks you, but he only just barely makes it in front. You hang on perfectly fine. So you both actually pass this guy here right on the corner too, just barely. And you're about to make that turn.
Okay.
Alright, these two are actually just going to dash. Actually, this person makes it all the way up here. This person falls behind. Alright, and you also notice that those last three people are kind of struggling. They're not quite making a good race. So it's essentially down to 7 runners.
Okay. And then so around this turn, that's what I'm gonna animal handling again to take the turn.
Okay, perfect. So this person dashes again.
Oh, fucking way better. Thank God.
Oh, sorry, what was it?
19.
19? Awesome. Alright. Okay, 19, perfect. Since you're out in front, kind of that person, you make it all the way around the turn and make it to that fountain again. Let's roll for these two that are doing the same thing. They make it, but just a little bit behind you.
Who's the defending champ?
Defending champ is the one with the ring. Oh God. And then this person goes to take this turn and actually turns the wrong way and kind of runs straight through here and is about to run into you guys. Alright. Now from that, we're going to go back to the top there and make animal handling. So they slow up and just barely make it around that corner. Animal handling as well. They, same thing, barely make it around that corner as they kind of, you all see, like they zip right by you guys where you're watching. And they're going by, and then this one right in behind it passes right by the Trader's Guild. They're sort of going like this, trying to get some movement going, and then they realize that their turn is like right to the right, so they pull up on the reins and they lose so much ground, and then they just slowly start trotting this way to try to pick up speed again. And what are you looking to do?
Because we're taking an animal. Yeah, I'm gonna take that cut into animal handling again.
Alrighty, go ahead and make that.
Yeah. 18.
18. So you are going here. You realize you're bang to the outside. You all see Doris about to approach you on Torrent. So if you guys want to do anything during this moment, it is on round 2.
Does that mean we can do stuff?
Well, you can aid them in sorts if you would like to.
I'd like to. Are they right by us?
They're about to be right by you.
Okay, I'm going to yell down to Doris. Or, Jesus Christ.
Doris, I believe in you! Inspiration.
Inspiration, yeah.
Sick.
Do we see any other, like, is there any other people, like, fans interacting or anything like that?
You notice most of them are just sort of like cheering, and they're just like cheering for their person going by. And then you see like people are like throwing insults at some of the other the racers that they don't care about. Other than that, you don't really see anybody doing anything other than just the racers doing stuff. All right. With that, you make it around this bend. You kind of bank around the corner and zip into the area. You rolled a what was it again?
18.
18. And you see that this person is going pretty slow, and you kind of got to duck and dip behind him, and you just make to the outside. On nat 20, this person that was behind you zips around the corner, and he actually weaves in between you, and he makes it all the way towards the leader. 13, this person actually holds up to the corner, and I'm gonna go for this person first. Yep, this person actually starts dashing, and they make a large movement. The previous winner takes out something in his hand, and he chucks it at the horse coming up behind him. And you notice that.
I want to be careful using that because it might get you.
Oh. From the YouTube.
The monitors or whatever the fuck they are.
Someone on mine.
Yeah, sorry, I was controlling the horse music.
Okay.
My bad, sorry.
So I got to roll. And you notice that this person takes out a ball and chain, and he throws it at the horse's feet, and you see that horse just topples over, and you see the horse rider just gets flung off the horse, and this person is essentially out of the race.
And impaled.
And with that,
Impaled and
he actually
killed.
would probably make it to right in line with that guy. Okay, so now this guy here,
DQ.
he fucking stops and goes to turn around, and he only has to here. All right, now next runners. It's down to pretty much just 5 people at this moment, and you're all on a tight corridor. So these 2 are going to run first. This guy is going to make an action at the one behind him, and with a 2, fails. This guy is going to dash right past him. 17. This guy, I actually need you to make a dexterity save for me again.
Okay. Can I use my advantage right on this? Or my plus 10 for my enhanced ability?
Sure.
Okay, so just
So with
have him.
advantage.
Okay. Do you want to roll?
Oh,
Or wait, no, add 10 to your roll.
Yeah, add 10.
oh, 22.
22. You see this person pulls out a large javelin, and he just essentially throws it behind him, trying to hit this person, and this person just zips all the way right by and actually even passes this guy and is about to make that turn. And you kind of come around that corner, and Torn, you actually see it coming first, and you kind of see this, and Torn kind of like ducks for you and takes that turn sharp for you and kind of like digs into the ground and then zips right past this guy too. I'm assuming that you were going to make a roll. So did you make your actual horse roll? Or is there anything that you want to do from this point actually?
No.
Like animal handling, dash, action.
So what I was actually gonna do, I might use my action to use Bellow of Fear, where I'll scream, and then everyone around me that's not friendly is gonna they're gonna be afraid of me.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
So it saves on their ends, yeah.
Okay. We'll say it's probably just these 3 that are in your range.
Yeah.
Okay. That one fails. 16.
Yeah, that'll pass.
Ooh. 13. No. Okay. So this one failed, I said, right?
Yep.
Passes, fails. So
Okay.
with that, then I guess this guy still has to make his roll. 19. Since he's in front of you, he is definitely afraid of you, and he is definitely going to dash as far as he possibly
Is
can.
the one that tried to attack though?
What's that?
Didn't he try to attack one
He
guy?
did.
Oh, wait, you're right. This is the guy that I was thinking.
That's the guy who's getting lapped. The guy who's
That
getting,
guy's
the guy who's getting lapped is.
Yeah.
Is this guy in first?
No, he's in second right now.
Oh, that guy's killing it.
So you do that action. These 2. Alright. With that, this one stops in his place. And he's actually just going to slowly crawl his way, assuming that like you're obviously moving too, that he's just not wanting to make it past you. And what this guy does, it was a nat 20 on his dash, not caring, not even trying to look at you. He is literally just hunkering down into his horse, and his horse is just doing all the work for him. And so he passes to here and trying to get in front of you. But you can make an animal handling roll for that.
That would be a 21.
Okay, so as 21, you kind of are looking at him, and you kind of like make him almost run into the wall. I'm going to say that 21 roll slows him up to not pass you too far. Okay. Now we're back to the top. He's going to make an animal handling around that corner. An 8. He barely makes it around that corner. This one, he's trying to make up ground. He's trying to dash. 18. He makes a large loop around and just passes there. That
He's got a lot of ground to make up.
frightened. 14. He's going to dash to the corner. This guy that's barely in front of you. Actually, this one is actually just going to use his action to try to get rid of the fear. That's him. So he is just stopped, waiting for you to pass him.
Okay,
So now your roll.
I'm dashing.
Dashing? Alright, roll.
Just natural.
Yeah.
9.
9. So you get here with your dash. This guy is making a turn. He's going to go 19. And he's going to keep within that distance outside of your range of fear. But trying to keep as close to that party as possible. So, with that being said, well, this guy's last. Oh, wait, he already did his.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. But now we're into the little lap. We're into the last lap, which is just this and finish. Okay. So, with that, this guy is going to animal handling. With a 12, he doesn't really make it anywhere fast, but he's making that turn there. This
Oh,
guy,
so it's the short of that.
this one is the shortest side.
It's just 10 back.
Okay, and this guy makes it around the corner, but is still behind him. Your roll.
Animal handling, I guess, to get around the bend.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay, 19.
19. Perfect. So with the 19, you actually are right in line with that guy. These two guys are going to dash to get here if they can. This guy passes but doesn't quite make the bend. This guy is still far behind. And we got last. Nat 20. He makes it all the way to here.
Because he's coming back.
He's coming back, kind of, not really. Nat 20. All right. Now, this guy's first again. 13 animal handling. He actually surpasses these guys, but again, doesn't quite make the bend. Now, you two at the same time.
Okay, we're making the bend because it's right there.
Yep.
Yeah, so I am handling again to make the bend.
Alrighty, he's going to make an action on you.
Okay. What'd you roll? 15.
15. Okay, I need you to make one more roll.
21.
Alrighty. Shit. He will not make an action on you.
Okay.
So he's just trying to stick with you. Well, you said you rolled a 15.
15, yeah.
You scoot past him, and he's right behind you. I rolled him and
Yeah.
or I didn't. No, I
Go
didn't.
right in. Go
Okay.
good. Yeah, because I was going to need to go.
Okay. So animal handling around the bend. And this guy gets to about here and is actually right up the rear on that guy. And this guy just barely passes, still doesn't make the bend. And then a natty 20. It's going up in that 20.
Oh.
5.
Oh.
Ah! Doesn't do very
Try
well.
his best.
That guy's way up there.
So now we got this guy's in
Alright.
front, and he's about to make the bend, followed by these three. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's animal handling. The 16, he does very well. He passes this guy once more and brings him to the rear. You first.
Animal handling to get around the bend, I guess, again. We're heading that way now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 24.
24. You pass this guy as well. And again, just
Right behind him, right
No,
ahead
actually,
again.
yeah, 20. Oh, no, actually, 24.
Straight away.
Are we in second right now?
Yeah.
Because that guy's in third, right?
This guy, Gray Dice is first, and then it's me, and then those two.
And who's this guy?
He's last by a lot.
Because it's just a champ. Is that why he's so weird?
Yeah, he's going wiped out.
No. But
Champ
this
is
guy
this guy right here.
pulls up the rear behind these guys. Actually, no, you actually passed him. Alright, so you two on the straightaway. This guy still got to make it around here. Or no. Where did I go from this one? Oh no, he was still coming around the back.
Okay, he's
This guy.
Bob, bring it up.
This guy still has his lap to go, but these two are coming around the corner, finishing with you. So this
Where's the
guy
bench sign?
In the Coliseum.
Oh.
So this is 2 rolls if you're dashing to make the home stretch.
Okay. So yeah, I'll dash.
This guy's dashing for sure.
Yeah, I'm dashing as
Okay.
well. Just natural face.
Yeah, it's always natural.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it 4.
4. 10. He gets to sit in Macy's.
He's in the first, yeah.
I get 2 rolls on this stretch, so I'm just like, even if I roll a 10 past.
So they make it just around the bend. This guy is a
Where are we sitting?
I natty 20.
Second.
So this
No, where
He's coming out of nowhere.
Right here.
He's coming out of nowhere.
Oh, he's catching you.
Oh, he's coming out of
The
nowhere.
guy last?
No, that guy's in last. This guy's in last. So he
Now he's banking.
here. All right, now we got the home stretch for 5 of you. All right, so
There's 2 more rolls.
2 more rolls.
Where are we sitting? Like right here, right?
You guys are right here.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Good timing.
I'm gonna dash again.
Okay.
Oh fuck yeah.
And as I see him coming and I feel something, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna clap. I'm gonna use my applaud ability.
I rolled a 16 and then I rolled a 10 on his inspiration, so I got a 26.
Hey, then can I use this? When a creature you see, can I see him?
Who?
Can I see him right now? Where I'm sitting right here?
Probably.
Possibly barely.
Can I make a roll to see if I see him?
Sure.
Because it doesn't matter. 16.
16. Yeah, you could probably see him. But
So
there's 2 horses in front of him right now.
Okay, so if I can see him, I want to use my applaud ability to add 5
Okay.
with my gloves.
So with that, it's 31.
Okay. With that,
And all my
Nat
turns
one.
back there.
it's a 12. 12 gets this guy all the way to here. You run past this guy and knock him into the wall, and he is out of the race.
Oh.
But
He wipes out into the crowd and they start.
to about here.
Oh!
However,
Come on!
on a dash at natural 20s,
Jesus.
You're 2 nat 20s?
Bullshit! A 31
We're a 4-man race!
nat 20 is a nat 20.
I know, I know.
Slow poke back here just makes me remember.
Woo! 2 nat
Hey,
20s.
take it up with Denton after the race.
Okay.
Give a little psychic damage to him.
Yeah, let's roll some psychic.
Is Ben watching with us right now?
You take 1 psychic.
With bootstrap at it.
The guy had a mic break of the race.
He give you one last race before he keel over.
Now, with this, at the very end, we have 4 people neck to neck trying to get to the
Is
Coliseum.
Ben
So I'm going to take these 3 dice.
on a knuckle Ben?
I'll tell you if I need you.
Race.
Okay.
Okay.
I need you to roll straight face value.
Whoa!
17.
Oh!
Rollies.
Oh!
On the board.
On the board. Come on.
Are you doing on
You
the
doing
board?
on
On the board.
Oh, come on. What
We
on?
want to cheat that here.
This is just
I was gonna pull that 5th nat 20 out of his ass.
cocked.
10.
7.
Yeah!
This guy.
Dawson!
This guy right next to you actually tries to jump onto your horse and try to tackle you. Last ditch effort, try and just keep you away from the winner, from being the winner. And he just jumps and you surpass him. And he just completely misses his entire point of attack.
My leg.
Okay. Then this guy on the outside goes to. I'm gonna roll this one again. This guy goes to do a shove attack with his horse, and this guy possibly can bolt past him with you. So you can make your dash against this guy.
Okay.
Essentially, whoever wins this race.
Come on!
Good race!
Slap towards ass. Good going.
I'm gonna
Slap his ass!
give Torin a good slap on the ass and we'll dash.
Come on.
All right.
Okay, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
I didn't see it. I can't read it.
Just face.
Yeah.
15.
12.
Yeah!
With a 12, you are just going to get to the Coliseum. And you just barely sneak through the doors. And you all notice that at this point, they pass you, and you are getting just swarmed by people jumping over the barricades into the streets and just running towards the Coliseum behind the horses.
I want to make a perception check and see if Denton is ready.
You don't see him.
I want to try to follow him. I thought maybe that
I should roll.
You gotta ruin every fucking moment.
Okay, so wait, yeah, we run.
All right.
Come on!
So you run to the finish line. And as you approach, it is just a sea of people. Like running into a freaking stadium, just storming the field essentially, and you guys run and run and run, and you make the Coliseum, and it just gets bottlenecked. But people are just shoving, pushing through. People are going, "Hey, fuck you! I want to see my winner! Fuck you!" And they're just sort of pushing and like, "Well, we're here too! Fuck you!" And you see somebody just throw a beer on somebody too, and it's just chaos. And as you guys walk through, and there's a sea of people, and you see Doris at the finish line, you see just a long piece of rope, and you run right through it, and you like look behind you to see, and then you see the guy that was behind you has a cap on his head, and he just kind of goes like this to you, and he just peels off. And,
I'll just nod my head.
yeah, and with that, you just start getting swarmed. And during this entire time, you realize it's been like the race has been like 30 minutes long too. And at this point, the whole crowd just sort of kind of gathers around your horse, and they're all just cheering for you, and people are just like going crazy and clapping. And then with that, you also notice a huge and from the top of the Coliseum, you hear another large booming voice of that Sergeant Cade again, as he goes, "And our winner is, by default of a disqualification, our number 2 horse, Exis. Once again, our clear winner for the day. Thank you all for coming out. Your payments and dues will be paid at Simple Macy's. Thank you. I would like to say, great race to our new friend Doris. I hope that you get to race again. Please, come see me, and I will get you your reward for getting second. Me personally, please." And then the crowd kind of just goes, "Okay," and then they just start throwing beer.
Do I see Exodus? Horse?
They peel off.
Okay, so
Wait, as I hear that, I'm gonna go,
That's bullshit!
do I see? So he's up at the top somewhere.
what did you
Yeah,
get
He's on top of the
disqualified
Coliseum.
for?
See, like, they always have like a platform like in arenas, and he's just kind of like shouting down towards the crowd.
And you see some people in the crowd too, like, yeah, I don't really know what happened.
That's bullshit!
Okay. Is he waiting for me like there, or am I gonna have to go find him?
And he's just kind of sitting up there, kind of like just keeping an eye on everything. But it's kind of hard to know where you're supposed to go to see him with the whole crowd kind of just still gathering. And it kind of seems like everybody that entered the Coliseum just is now there and like having their own party within the Coliseum. It seems like just the party from the streets got brought here instead.
Okay, I'm gonna get on my earring and I'm gonna tell. Sylvan, come grab my steed and take him to the ship. I need to talk to this commander.
Yeah, holy shit, tell him that's baloney.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
So then I'll hop off and I'll kind of go like meet me at the main gate. I'll give you the reins and I'll go find him.
Okay.
So
I'll sneak through and find him.
I'll meet him at the gate and
Yeah.
hand the reins off to
You
Sylvan.
kind of like go to the gate and riding your horse, and then easily enough, now it's not so packed. You kind of hop off your horse, and Sylvan, you and Doris have a conversation. You grab Torin. You start taking off, and immediately off to your right, you notice that there are 2 guards. "Sir Doris, you can enter this way, up the stairs."
Thank you. And I'll
Yeah, so you walk up this,
Staircase.
and it is just like, seems like forever of a staircase walking all the way to the top of the Coliseum. And you kind of get up there, and they're just railing to kind of head back the other way. And you see this figure sort of like with a tankard, his helmet still off. Again, this like long, dark, black, slicked back hair, and like just like this stubble and like short beard on his face. And he kind of looks at you, and you notice that he's just got a big gouge scar on the side of his cheek, like from the corner of his lip down towards his chin.
Did he say what his name was?
You know it's Sergeant Cade.
Okay. Are you Sergeant Cade?
I am. Yes, sir. Now, I know that's a bit of a surprise probably to you. You obviously were the clear winner to cross the line. However, you also failed one rule in this race. There is no magic allowed. Now, I don't know who did it, but sources in sight saw it. There were guards all along the barricades, and we noticed that there was some magic from somebody that affected you. Whether you wanted it or not, unfortunately, that was why you got second. Doesn't mean you were disqualified completely. You were just forfeit of your first place winnings. Now, I understand the situation here. Now, if you can keep a quiet mouth, I would like to pay you as due respect for actually winning. So, normal payout is 500 gold. Here's 800.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are now same winnings as the first place.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But I understand there are certain rules that can be bent and twisted, and I understand that was probably one way, if it was you or not, or your friends, or whoever you're with at this party.
Give me.
The thing is, he got a fucking 31. He didn't even need it.
Yeah. And he goes, if it were up to me, I would just declare you victor, but unfortunately, I'm not the one that pays out.
The gaming association
So-
does.
So it's Joey.
I understand.
That being said, we would like to still put you in the record books because the first through third does get put in. So if you have a name for your horse, we will gladly take it and put you in.
What did you say your name was as your horse? To the last session, I forget.
Well, we were just talking about it after the session was over. I was gonna name you Nike.
Good.
Nike.
All right, we'll name so, Nike the Warhorse it is.
Yes.
All right, ridden by Doris
Rival.
Rymo. All right. We will put that in the record books in second place. Unfortunately, there will be an asterisk against it. There will be a mark, but saying that technically first place, but also second.
I know how to make him win next time.
So, that being said,
Everybody else.
that being said, it was a fun session. It's one of the more fun races that we've had in the Stallion Stall horse race in many years. Actually, the person who got
Write that down.
technically second usually wins by a landslide. So it was nice to see. I mean, actually, there were 4 horses that were pretty close contention. So
It was
honestly,
a fun race.
thank you so much for just putting on a show.
It was a good race.
Well, that being said, please enjoy the rest of the time here on Far Island. Unfortunately, you don't get entered into the Grand Prix, but it was fun having you. If you ever find another horse race on any of the other islands, even the other ones here, please don't hesitate.
We'll do. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for your time.
I'll bounce out.
My bodyguard here will escort you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Here you can have 800 gold.
It's good winning.
Sweet. All right, and then yeah, I'll head back out. Try to regroup with everybody
And so yeah, you ride Nike out and
She has me.
Oh, yeah.
He has one in one.
oh,
Sylvan.
gotcha.
Yeah.
You walk out and you don't necessarily see your entire party.
Well, guys, I'm done with Sev and Kate. If we wanted to meet up somewhere and discuss what our next move is.
I think we had a bounty that we can maybe pursue.
Do we
Yeah.
want to ask my buddies if they know the people who are putting on the bounty? Maybe get some insight on it?
Yeah, we can do that.
That wouldn't be
I
a bad
believe
idea.
if you go to the post office, you may be able to turn this one in, Doris.
And Sylvan, make a perception check as everyone's kind of still wandering about the
You
streets.
competed, please.
Yeah.
As you're wandering throughout the streets, and again, still pretty heavily crowded, you hear very faintly people talking about a robbery. That's all you
Or pay no mind.
Just continue walking.
Alright.
For you.
I'm gonna go on the earring and say that I'm gonna head to the postmaster and try to turn this in.
I think I think it makes sense to head to see Buddy Bolar and see if he would know who we can talk to about these bounties or who the people are putting them on.
Well, while I'm walking with Southern Army, I wanna try to find some females. I'm walking. But if I see any, I wanna start like nudging Sylvan. I wanna start like walking and pushing up against them.
And I'm gonna, as you get up, I go like, yeah. And what I want to do is when he nudges me, I want to like pretend to fall and you grab a chick's ass.
All right.
Or like just kind of
make
slap
a
him with
sleight
my
of hand.
I want to slap a little by and then act like I'm.
Wait, can I look for a female with like good features, but
Yeah.
I want to try to like see if they're kind of ugly,
Mhm.
like kind of a butter face.
Mhm.
22.
Maybe a perception.
Yeah, and so make a perception.
Bad roll.
12. Wait, 15.
You can't really get a good glimpse of them, but you see a pack of 3 girls walking right in front of you, and you just say "fuck it," and so you kind of nudge Sylvan in there. As Sylvan's kind of getting nudged into him, he sticks out his little claw hand and he cuffs an ass cheek perfectly. And you hear one that goes, "Ah," and he goes, slaps your hand away, Sylvan.
Oh, what are you doing? My freaking horse just bumped into you.
I'm gonna like lift up, start shaking, like
It's going
trying to
crazy.
get
I'm
knocked
sorry.
out.
And I'm gonna like go over to her and like, I want to like put my hand to protect her from the horse and just touch her tits.
He's gonna get arrested for robbery, for fucking sexual assault.
Oh shit!
21.
Assaulting this chick.
Oh my god.
Instead of killing people, he's just sexually assaulting them.
And you see the
Still a step in the right
you see the
direction.
girl as she slapped away her hand. You see a little Zillian claw come up and she pulls her entire tit out. And you see, I want to push it. No, you said grab it, and you firmly grab it and pull down a little bit as Thor is still pushing into you, and so you're falling back a little bit, so the tit is now fully exposed. And you see a guard.
Okay, I see the guard. We're sprinting
With a
out.
nat 20, comes over. He runs over. What is the meaning of this?
My horse is going
And,
crazy.
and she goes,
Help me, guard. This man is assaulting me.
and
My horse is running away.
And so, you there, you're coming with me.
What did I do? My horse is bumping into it.
And the girl goes,
Take this man, guard. He grabbed my ass and pulled my tits out in front of the whole city.
and as she's trying to like buff up her blouse and fix her chest area. And
Wait, how nice was her tit?
Yes, please roll.
Was it worth it?
God, that's boring.
Worth it.
average.
Normal tit.
I'm not happy about that.
Average tit.
Pepperoni.
Average tit pull. And so you see 2 guards approach you, Sylvan. Not the one that called you out. Sir, please come with us.
What do you mean?
Well, we're definitely going to find you for this. We do not want citizens just pulling other citizens' shit sounds.
I don't want any trouble. The thing is, my horse bumped me into her.
That
I
is
was falling over. Then did you see the horse? It was going crazy. I tried to get her out of the way.
I want him to be super calm now.
Sorry, I had to cut my
Oh, I thought you were still on me.
No.
No.
He jumped off and you
Oh, I
took
never
off.
hear.
So
Okay,
you
good.
took
I'm
off.
glad.
And
Did you see these nails? I haven't invested in a clippers in a while. They kind of attach. Sorry.
yes, well, judging from your victim's plea, that would make sense, but I don't think you just reach for a woman's blouse and ass at
I
your
wasn't
eyes.
even looking at her. I was looking at my horse.
Roll a deception at disadvantage.
He's got good deception.
Not great, but. God damn it, where's it at?
I have about 15.
There's the D's.
15.
And being that there's multiple witnesses, yeah, he's not innocent.
He definitely touched your ass and tit on purpose.
Well, son, the odds are stacking against you.
Alright, what am I gonna do?
Follow us.
Alright.
I'll follow.
Mm-hmm. And you see 2 guards. They don't like cuff you or anything, but they kind of grab you by the inner of the arm and they're leading you away.
Okay, sorry. Do whatever you want. I'll be there in a while.
Do we need to pay your bill?
No, I'm gonna put it away.
You wouldn't know that.
Oh, I'm not witnessing this?
No, you're not.
They're
Oh,
like-
sorry. I
they're
thought we
off.
were all together. My
These
bad.
two went off on their own.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were together.
No, I think you are all technically waiting for Doris and the
Gotcha.
Coliseum at this
Sorry
point.
about that.
They took off. He took off with the horse as you guys were still.
Well,
Right,
he was going to go to the
right, right.
postmaster. I think we were going to go meet up with Bolar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are already
We're gonna
like,
try to get
Okay,
some chicks.
my bad. I
already
wasn't
towards the
paying
general
attention.
store. He's going to the postmaster. So yeah.
The rest is they flock them up.
And so yeah, you two are the only ones that you're the only one that knows that Sylvan actually you ran away. You don't even know.
Can I go
Nobody knows actually where Sylvan is.
I'm gonna go all the way back, just so you know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go back all the way to the ship, go under a ship, lower deck,
Okay.
and then I'm going to
How long do you have this one?
6 hours,
Oh yeah, you got plenty.
and then I will change in my normal form,
Okay. So
and then I'll just head. I'll go.
and
Yeah,
when
I'll go back to
and when you
that.
get to the ship, you see Thorn. Whoa, they're missing.
Oh, well, I see Thorn.
He puts his
that
axe-
trampling charge on him.
he puts his axe up at like kind of the boardwalk.
I fucking hate Thorn. I'm gonna trampling charge him.
Okay.
You two fucking retards.
Okay, so he's going to have
The
to.
garden druid always know how to derail.
He needs to make a.
He's got great
He needs to
strength.
make. No, it's not a strength.
Shit.
Oh, I gotta go back to my fucking tabs.
In the meantime, you guys walk into Bowler's, or walk to Bowler's, and he is actually sitting
Blowing
outside
him.
with his brother. They're both kind of sitting on the front stoop of their general store. Both kind of just sharing a couple of drinks. They have a little bit of food on the plate in between them, and they're kind of like leisurely playing like a dice game against each other. But they go, as you approach, you see Bowler like roll some dice, and then his brother rolls. And they kind of both look at each other. They just give each other thumbs up, and then they just grab their dice and like put it in the tankard again and roll it. And they're just like kind of playing, but they're not really playing. Yeah, they kind of see you approach. Brecken, you're back.
Well, what'd you think of that race?
Well, I mean, it was pretty exciting watching it go by, but honestly, don't even know who won.
Yeah, there's a little bit of dispute there, but I think it'll work itself out.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not why I came to see you. We actually pulled these 2 bounties off the board and wondering if you had any knowledge on them. Who, or I could find people that posted them, or if you heard any other stories or anything about these in particular.
I believe we are looking for the sheep one, the Django Bliss.
Django Bliss. And the guy looks at his brother. And his brother kind of shakes his head and goes, I don't know who that is. Well, you know, it's a lot of people in the city, but the best place that I would look is honestly probably towards the market. Look in the docks.
Okay. What about this other one? Remy Ziprift. Missing a couple of children.
Oh, I heard about that. I don't know Remy myself, but I mean, those are 2 tough ones. I mean, I definitely don't know the first one.
Do you know where I could find either of them? Well, you said you don't know where Django is,
But
just Remy.
talking about sheep, though, I mean, that feels more like livestock or something. So I'd assume that any type of word that comes through the city doesn't go through any of the shops; it goes to the port. So, so I'd assume that maybe he's claiming something's missing, or is there anything else that bounty says?
He just says he needs 20 sheep delivered from the grasslands.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'd check in the port. If he's just needing somebody to escort, yeah, it seems like a pretty easy job. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to look literally down on the docks and just start yelling out his name.
Yeah, I guess I could
All
do that.
right.
And then the other one, yeah, the information on that one.
The kids?
Remy Ziprift, the kids.
And his brother speaks up. Oh yeah. Heard those kids, they went out. I think it was the western gate out kind of towards the Redwood Row Forest area. I don't think they made it very far. They kind of came back. Known to be some beasts out there. Typically not a super dangerous path unless you get wandered off.
How old were the children? Do you know? Were they very young?
No, 8 and 12, I believe.
Well, hopefully they're all right. I hope they're not eaten by a wolf or something like that.
Well, that's my fear.
Yes, typically the redwood, I mean, for the most part, the safest path, but it's the most open. So if someone wanders there and they're not supposed to be, it's pretty easy for something to attack you on that road, except the fact that it does have a lot of cover. You know, going through the middle of the forest isn't as safe, you know, a lot of places to attack from. So a lot of times if you're well equipped, redwood's no problem, except there's a lot of caravans that go through from here out to the grasslands and the farms. Well,
Right, and speaking of the redwood, we were looking to get some lumber there for our journey ahead. Are we able to just go in there and cut trees down? Is there anything we allowed or not allowed to do in there? And if so, is there someone that would maybe be able to help us with that?
Well, I mean, I don't know if the rumor's true, but there has been some talk of some sort of nature folk out there. But again, just rumors. Haven't gone out and seen them myself.
Nature folk? You mean druids?
Yeah, I think that's probably fair for them. Yeah.
well, there's other people, like we're saying, that are there now. There used to be, a long time ago, there used to be a colony of gnomes that used to live up inside those trees. So a lot of that has been deemed pretty historic. So the main role of redwoods I would not advise. That's kind of one of our staples here on the island that you don't mess with. So, but there are other random plots of redwoods out there, I'm sure, you know, that maybe aren't as big as the ones in the row that you could possibly cut down. But at the same time, I don't really know.
Probably just watch out for those, you know, tree huggers out there.
Yeah, for
Sure, might not like that, but I think everything has a price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard they don't like javelins thrown at them either.
Well, I don't think anyone does.
I know I wouldn't.
Can't blame them for that.
Well, thank you for the information. I don't know if we need anything else. I think we probably should head to the docks.
Yeah,
Can we meet back at ship?
meet back with our party. Thank you guys for the information. Be around to visit you guys again soon and kick your ass with some more of that dice.
Of course. Maybe this time I'll take some of your money.
You stole me from the last time.
Shit. You're right.
Yeah, we'll head. I believe they say that the sheep person is probably at the docks. So if you want to meet back at ship, we can stay there for the night, reconvene, and figure out what we're doing tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll head back to the ship, or not to the docks.
Which is a pretty quick travel. And even at this time of day, it's probably pushing 6 o'clock at night. And, you know, sun's not quite coming down all the way yet, but it's starting to crest. And you go to the docks, and it is still pretty busy. Not as busy as it was before. It seems like all the people that are like the helpers that I mentioned previously session, that like they're just there in case people need them, are no longer there and enjoying their time. But there are still people in port with their own ships that are out and about.
Yeah, and as I get on kind of the docks, I kind of look. Hello, I'm looking for Django Bliss. He had this posted on the board. Does anyone know where I can find him?
And then you see a couple people walking off of the ship, kind of just grabbing some crates. And one kind of speaks up. Yeah, actually,
Django was down on that end of the docks. We actually just got done helping him with a bit of his shipment, but he seems to be in distress.
And what does his flag look like?
Oh, he's not a shipment. He's just part of the island. He's
just a person down there.
Yep, he's down that way.
All right, thank you.
All right.
And I will, I'll start, because I'm assuming we're on this side of the dock.
Where are you?
Because we were probably like right here, so we'll head down this way.
Yep. So then you kind of.
And I'll kind of do the same thing. I'll walk probably like down to this part about and kind of bring out my this gonna be like, hello, I was told that Django Bliss is down here. Does anyone know where I can find him?
And as you say that, you see an elf figure pop up. Oh, yes, that is me over here.
Oh, hello there.
Yes, I see you picked up my bounty.
Yes, my name is Elcor. This is my friend Brecken.
Oh, Brecken. Okay, pleasure to meet you. And he takes both of your hands and kind of shakes the deal.
We are an adventuring party that has just arrived here. We saw that you were needing some help delivering some sheep.
Oh, well, yes, I actually have a shipment that is required to go out, but this is a timely matter. He's kind of stomping his foot. They're said to be in here the next week, so 10 days or less. But the issue is, my last shipment just got sunken by the Reaper of the Reef. So I would not suggest taking it by boat if you do end up getting these sheep. So,
does he have a taste for sheep, you say?
I don't know. I just know he's been more active recently when there are sheep aboard. So my best course is to just go through land. You might encounter resistance through the forest, maybe traverse rough terrain through the mountains, but you will not find the Reaper of the Reef on the land.
And you want us to go to here, the Shepherd's Grasslands, correct?
Oh, yes, plenty of sheep.
And is there a man there that we have to speak to?
Oh, yes.
And what is his name?
His name is Shepherd Den.
Shepherd Dan? Or Den?
Denton.
And he will have the 20 sheep ready to be picked up and then delivered.
Oh, my God, yes, he has thousands of sheep. Whole acreages of grazing sheep and livestock.
And how long does it take to travel there by foot, do you know?
Oh, by foot, probably...
or horse, I should say.
Oh, by horse, probably 4 days.
Yes.
4 days.
Are you okay? What are you laughing at?
There's some jackass over there laughing at me.
Well, 4 days. What about ship? Shape take about 2?
Depending on the vessel, yeah, you can get it done in a couple days, quicker than that. But again, this Reaper of the Reef, it's wreaking havoc.
I think maybe was there a bounty for that creature as well?
Probably. People are sick and tired of him.
Is he what kind of creature is he? Like a kraken or something?
People say he's a snake. Some people say he's a dragon. Some people say he's part of a coral. I don't really know. I've never seen this beast with my own 2 eyes. A lot of times people who do don't get to live to tell the tale.
Well, I believe we may be able to kill 2 birds with one stone, Brecken, if you know what I mean.
Are you thinking about going on boat?
I don't think I'm not thinking about it. I'm kind of making a decision right now. We probably are going by boat.
God, please don't. This monster has already taken enough lives. And that means I won't get my sheep in time. And you kind of see him put his hand on his head.
Well, someone's calling to me. Brecken, finish off the conversation.
Well, it's not the first beast of the sea we've slain.
You're saying you've killed such monstrosities before?
I don't know exactly what this Reaper of the Reef is, but we've handled our own.
And then you have a vessel, I'm assuming?
Yeah, right over there. I'll point to the Harkener.
That's good. Well... That swallows. Okay. Best of luck to you, my good friend.
We don't need luck.
And so it sounds like you are going by vessel.
You'll know when we show up with your sheep how we did it.
I guess, as long as I get my sheep, I will be a happy man.
You'll get your sheep.
They are paying top dollar for livestock in Totalis right now.
Correct.
Don't really know what's going on there, but something urgent.
Well, I have your ear. Have you heard any rumors about missing children in the Redwood Row?
Oh, yes, I have heard something along those lines. It's a relatively safe area here. I mean, even not too much permanent danger outside the city limits, but this has been a strange case of they haven't been seen or in, remote tracks of them in about 7 days.
It's a shame.
They left, I think, Western Gates. That's where they left, and again, that was around 7 days ago. Who knows where they're at now?
I once had a boy the same age. Fear for these children.
I mean, I've heard rumors as well as a Druidic family taking up the Redwood area. Not 100% sure in the exact locations, but I know Druids are in nature friendly. I don't think they would pose any harm to children, but I don't know why they would kidnap them either.
It's strange. Something that won't rest well with me. But I better go return to the rest of our crew and discuss how we're going to get your sheep.
Well, I would much appreciate it.
As you were.
Good day, Brecken.
We'll head back to the boat, meet with these guys.
Yep. And you're on the boat.
No, I'm going to Postmaster.
Okay, you're on Postmaster. We'll go to you.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go up to the. I'm assuming it's a robot friend.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, sir. I have this to turn in potentially.
Good evening, human. Let me see. Takes it. This requires you to have gotten first. I did not hear your name get called.
I did get first. It's just that there was a technicality, I suppose you could say.
Under what technicality?
There was magic that was casted on me from the crowd, I believe, while I was racing. And although I crossed the finish line as the winner, Commander Cade informed me that magic was used on me while I was on the home stretch.
And what did he say about this magic?
He just said that it broke the rules of no magic casting, although I wasn't the one that casted it. It was cast upon me while I was racing.
Interesting. And yet you still wish to cash this bounty or voucher?
I'd like to, if it's allowed.
Well, you didn't get first.
What if I was able to get Commander Cade to vouch for me on this?
Well, perhaps we could come to an agreement.
I will be back then.
Good day.
And then I'll
Next.
head back to the ship.
So you head back to the ship. And so you all are back at the ship. Alcor, I'm assuming, because they wrapped up conversation with Django, you just want to go back to the Harker?
Yep.
Got it. Is there anything you guys want to do as you're all grouped up on the ship now?
I guess so. I'm assuming we're probably out waiting here, waiting for someone.
Yep.
Someone doesn't show up.
Yep, and so it's probably like 5:30 now.
No, it's probably
Oh, is it later?
Yeah, because it was already 6.
Okay, so it's like 6:30
I
now.
called Sullivan. How are you?
Just walking with the guards right now.
Why are we walking with guards?
I'm in touring.
Well, let us know if you need help. I will hang here.
Sounds good.
And so,
Why are you back at the boat and he's not?
I was walking with someone on top of me, and then he grabbed some chick's booty and her titties. And now I ran as an innocent party, and he's probably going to jail.
So we've elevated to sexually assaulting people.
Yeah, Sullivan has.
Ah, perfect.
Not me.
Not me.
Right.
Did you have
Can
a nice
we
tip?
can we have a conversation in the quarters, please?
Yes.
Follow me. And I'll lead everyone to the
Yeah, we'll head in.
quarters.
Yeah, and you guys head to the captain's quarters.
I fear Sylvan has been very odd lately. Ever since that devil thing, he has not been acting himself.
I can't say that's terribly surprising, given the circumstances.
I worry, knowing from his past aggressions and things he's done, that he'll put this party in jeopardy again.
Agreed.
Well, what if we could see if that priest that you guys had talked to at that church could do anything with it? Maybe he can cleanse him of the curse.
I was not there, but taking Sylvan to a priest sounds like the worst plan from what he said about the last one.
I don't know what the solution is, but I am willing to do anything at this point to try to get him help.
I feel like at this point on this island, that's the most useful lead we've got in any kind of solution.
Priest, a woman, anything. This
I was thinking as well on this bounty for the sheep. Would it be smart to use owls and pick them up? You can fly them?
That would be a great idea.
I could. I believe there's 20 of them, though. I don't think we could
I
haul
could get
20.
16 owls in myself
The problem is, though,
and a carpet.
is that
I've got rope.
I don't know how vast is the distance we're going to be traveling.
It's all the way across the island.
They did mention...
It's going to probably take us 8 days round trip on foot through not the greatest of terrain.
Well,
So there's just 2 days to spare on the bounty. If we go around by boat, we'll more than likely come across this Reaper of the Reef, which could be 2 bounties for one, or disaster and a ruined ship and nothing.
Well, I don't think risking the ship is necessarily worth it in the sense that if we were to take them 8 days, if you're saying round trip by foot, if we got to the difficult terrain, we used the owls to try and bypass the terrain a little bit easier and then continue the rest of it by foot. I would imagine that would shave probably a day.
What I could do with owls is conjure them, take an hour, land them, conjure again, 1 more hour. But that's all the use I'd have if we did 16.
I think, though, at that point, if we're on land and we're traversing some of the more difficult terrain, like hills and other things like of that nature, that would shave a considerable amount of time for us to be able to do that through those difficult parts.
True.
They have said the Reaper of the Reef has caused many problems. I think we are looking to get a good light shed on Salty Mokai. Taking out this Reaper would be a smart idea.
One other thing to mention that caught my interest were these missing kids in the redwoods. Talks of druid families hiding out in them. I don't know if that would be anything to you.
Yes, I did hear one from my father, but also in general that our druid people are in the redwood forest. No, I don't think there's any correlation to the kids being missing there, but I almost guarantee it's not. But we could use them for help.
We do need the wood from the trees as well. I would prefer that you speak to your people and they give us their blessing or grant us some sort of deal so we do not anger them.
Perhaps druidic allies could help us in bringing the sheep as well. They have abilities similar to yours.
The other thing on that same thread that I do think would be useful is that if we're going to go after this Reaper, if we do the Reaper first, we take care of the Reaper, then there no longer becomes the issue with the boat, and we just take the boat.
True. I'm all for whatever.
We only have 10 days to bring the sheep to Django. Keep in mind.
And as you guys discuss, we'll jump to Sylvan. Sylvan, as you're getting escorted through the streets, you notice the building's color change from red to blue as you're escorted through more the eastern side of the city. And you get to a spot where it's a big walled off kind of fortress area.
It's right here.
Yep, right there. And you see heavy guard presence here, a lot of surveillance, and they open the gates to these guards escorting you, and you're escorted in. And with that, it looks like this is exactly what it is, a prison. And you get led inside the main doors of the facility, taken up through some stairs, and now you're in a kind of this big open room of sorts. Up top, you see, similar to Hell's Court, not as like doomy or scary. It's more nice, royal, and you see 3 people kind of sitting at this table. The guards bring you in, kind of on their shoulders. High Septum, we come with a victim of ruling. He speaks up.
And what is this one's doings to warrant a visit to this facility?
The guards speak up. Sexual assault of a woman in the streets after the race. And with that, you see the High Septum raise his gavel, and with that, these lights shoot down, and a zone of truth has now encompassed you, Sylvan.
Come now, speak the truth, little one. Were your intentions lustful with these women?
Lustful? I don't know what that means. I believe so, yes.
And guards, as you described the altercation, what was the extent of this sexual assault?
Well, for my witnesses and the victim herself, a little claw full of ass, and there was a breast exposed to the whole city, the streets, after the race, so you can assume just how many caught the gaze of her breast.
Public humility and embarrassment of what should be shielded from the public eye. Not only this, but if it was forced upon her and unwanted from the other party, this warrants a few days in the cell for sure.
She said she just hasn't met me yet.
Oh, yes. And for the records, your name, little one.
Sylvan.
Sylvan what?
The Stentorius.
Sylvan the Stentorius. And Sylvan Stentorius, are you aligned with any factions?
No.
No.
Wait.
You cannot
Yes,
lie.
I am.
And which ones do you align with?
Order the time.
Order of the Tide. All right. Well, we'll say this. Please, bring the woman in who he assaulted.
And you wait there for probably 30 minutes as the guards go, figure out who it was, and it doesn't take long as she was kind of, following them and getting questioned outside. They bring her in, and they put her under the zone of truth.
Tell me, woman, what was the degree of which this man sexually assaulted you?
Oh, well.
And I'm gonna look at her, and I'm gonna give her a little puppy eye face.
Do a performance.
Let's get it going.
33.
And
Now a little tear shed.
then she looks at you.
I think what's even more disgusting is he's a child, and he was dragging at my dress, grabbing at my buttocks, and tore off my top half of my dress to expose me to the streets.
My horse was bumping me.
And you see the High Septum taking some notes.
Well, miss, by city code, it is at least 5 days in the cell for sexual assault.
5 days ago.
That much.
If have anything else to say, please speak now, darling.
Well, it was especially embarrassing because I was walking with my aunts. So they saw my boob and my ass get grabbed, and I felt especially vulnerable.
You just haven't got to know me, and I'm actually a really nice person.
You roll on a persuasion check. Not bad. And
Well, little one, I can tell with the tremble in your voice has hurt you dearly. I think we can agree on 8 days in the cell. And with that,
I'm not gonna be able to talk here. I'm just gonna sit here.
I don't think we want you to do any more talking.
This is like, yes, I agree that my horse was bumping me, right?
Your horse made you grab this woman's ass and
I was falling over.
Yes, you already admitted this was lustful actions.
Lustful as in, yeah, she was good looking. She's a very good looking girl. I spent some time. But the thing is, just the timing of everything, and the horse bumping into the girl
The
there.
judge looks over at her. Tell me, miss, how old are you? I'm 15.
How am I supposed to know that?
And,
Spoken like a true assaulter sex.
and she's underage. Well, that takes our total sentencing up 3 days.
I'll just take a month.
You will sit in the cell for 11 days.
Can I just have a month?
Would you like a month? And he kind of lifts his gavel. If it's a month you wish, a month we can warrant.
No, it's not a month. I just know I'm not getting out of this, so sure.
11 days in the cell. And your bond will go down by 1,000 gold each day that passes.
Let me get 8,000 gold.
Oh, 11,000.
11,000? Yeah, I'll just sit here for 11 days.
And that is the ruling guards. Please escort. He looks at his papers. Sylvan, this is notorious. The order of the tide to his cell.
Thank you.
he kind of takes you and they lock your hands up and they start escorting you to a cell.
Deal.
Bye, miss. Have a great rest of your life.
And she kind of looks at you and she kind of turns away and walks out.
Just never travel on a ship with sheep on it.
Nice, I don't know that.
So solid advice.
And as they escort you through the halls, you get to this big room, and there's cells kind of lined up all along.
Before I probably lose it.
I'll be gone 11 days. Just do that mission and come get me on the way back.
And they begin stripping you of your wares, and they're going to roll a perception to see if they see the item in your ear.
Okay.
They do not.
Alright.
So you keep the earbud.
Keep the earbud.
But they do strip you of your clothes. They put you in kind of these really shitty, stinky prison attire.
I use prestidigitation on them.
And they smell of roses and dandelions.
You guys even invest in washer and dryer.
And as you say that, you hear the as it echoes throughout the dungeon. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Well, that's going to change our strategy a little bit, I think.
I think we can get him out. We're just gonna go to the court, offer a plea deal.
Don't pay.
No, I'm
No.
I'm your lawyer.